to be here.
Yeah.
He was here. If you were here, you would have no control. Here, this wrist took everything.
Yeah.
And you like this? Hotep
Kanye on that drum. All right, so welcome back to Sunday's Corner, everybody. How you doing, sis? Welcome to the show.
Fantastic. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for coming through. If it seems like, oh, she's not even giving these people intros. No, I don't give them intros. I let them speak for them damn selves.
I thought my plight in life was about saving the world until I realized I didn't have the skills or the tools to save myself.
Yep. If you're not activating now, then what are you doing? Wasting my time, wasting your time. So let's go. Until next week.
Welcome. Her name is Kim Clayson. Clap it up for Kim Clayson. Love it. Kim Clayson, ladies and gentlemen. There she is.
It does look good. We are going to be flipping seats. Like I said, a lot of the states did go through redistricting. Maryland was one of them, Florida, New Jersey. So we'll be flipping a lot of seats in really good areas.
Sonny Johnson.
Oh, is it on? Like, it ain't like I'm not loud enough. You can't hear it. You know, I can be loud without you saying. And that, you know, before that, I was always like, I'm Hotep adjacent. You know, I would always say that. But when you got to that point, when I was like, okay, now it's Hotep.
What point was that?
Hotep the bill. The point where when you hit the realization that it's not about necessarily winning the argument or fighting with the left or fighting with, you know what I'm saying? No, it's not about that. Now, I'm going to create the platform where you can find the content.
These last 5 years of my life have been absolutely amazing, and Chad has been a mentor and helped shape my brain. So if they call me a radical, I've been radicalized by Chad. We can blame him. He's the one that turned me into an anarchist.
Who's the name of black supremacy? Talking about you guys.
The person who made sure we were government compliant and made us a non-profit organization officially. Shout out to Trish. Did an amazing job helping me out. I really appreciate her. Shout out to Crypto Wendy for coming out. Thank you, Crypto Wendy. Wendy, shout out to Syscoin, our sponsor. You know, shout out to Brody McFarland.
Secret Service, my handler. Secret Service, arrogant like a mother.
Yeah, I can try to get that handled for you. Again, it's only my second day, so if you can give me a second. How am I supposed to do this? How the hell are we supposed to do this by 5 o'clock?
I have no clue.
Is that possible? Hey, do you have the password to... How'd you finish all your work already?
He's not tapped in. How'd you get that done so quick?
They think they're gonna be able to budget that?
It's money. That's money right there, you understand? You guys finished your work 6 hours early?
He's not tapped in.
Two, one, boom. Hotep Jesus.
Of all the Jesuses I know, he's the Hotepiest. Social scientist and YouTube host, Hotep Jesus.
How the fuck do you get a name like Hotep Jesus?
The one and only Hotep Jesus.
Ryan Sharp, better known to the world as Hotep Jesus.
Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Somebody said, what do you think you are, some kind of Hotep Jesus?
Ooh,
and
that's
I was
good.
Just like, ooh, that's sexy. Yes, I do think I'm Hotep Jesus.
Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
What's up, people? What's up, chat? We back. How y'all like last night's show, man? How y'all like last night's show? Y'all enjoyed last night's show, Uncle Hotep? Another Hotep's Been Told You episode in the books. What up, Cannon? Can you ready for HotepCon? Oh, man. Said I look happier today? Yeah, I guess so. I'm a sensitive individual. You know? Yeah, I know. My mood can change very quickly. Very sensitive. I pick up on a lot of things and it affects me, you know? It just is what it is. Uncle's on fire. Yeah, he came out guns blazing from the first quarter. I tried to knock him off his horse in the first quarter, but he was ready. He was on that thing sturdy. Pause. Renee said he's ready for HotepCon. I got your name on the list, Renee. I got your name on the list. You good. You covered. Everything's covered, baby. Absolutely. But yeah, Uncle's on fire last night. I wasn't able to get to him until about the fourth quarter. You know, old folks, they wear down over time, so he ain't had the stamina. So about halfway through the third quarter into the fourth quarter, I started digging in his ass. Pause. He ain't had the stamina. At all. Next time I'm going to catch him by surprise. I ain't going to hit him in the first quarter like I did last night. My nigga was ready yesterday. Good debates? Yeah, it was some good debates last night. On the Horn with Chief said Uncle's on the roll. Yeah, he was. He was on one last night. I don't know what that nigga did yesterday, but he was on one last night. Motherfucker. Swindled right out of my setup. Mukhtar here. Mukhtar, you ain't got no wrench? Mukhtar, you got a wrench now, bro. Mukhtar got his wrench. Welcome to the fan, bro. I like to say today's subject matter is because of Mukhtar. Mukhtar put this across my desk, and we had been talking about colonization all week, so I thought it was perfect timing. We've been talking about colonization, specifically of Africans on the African continent. So the more I do the Grift Report, the more I want to just do big brain shit. and not just, talk about some bullshit. Speaking of Master Focus, let me pop my pills down, man. I'm bullshit. I had meant to do it before I got on stream today, and totally slipped my mind, like trying to prepare today's stream. Take my pill. I'm gonna take 3 today. Usually I take 2. But I missed a dose yesterday. Because I hadn't eaten. You gotta take it with food. So I hadn't eaten, so I missed a dose yesterday. So we got 3 today. Unfortunately, Tanarix was supposed to be he's supposed to be our special guest today, but he's feeling a bit under the weather. So we're gonna try and catch up with him tomorrow for tomorrow's Grift Report. We're gonna do a Grift Report tomorrow, 2 p.m. as usual. We're gonna rock out tomorrow and Sunday. Because I won't be here next week. Starting from Thursday on. I don't know what Wednesday looks like. When is my flight? Wednesday. Let me see. Oh, I can do the Grift Report Wednesday. I'll have to leave directly afterwards, but we can do it. We could do a Grift Report next Wednesday, but Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday I will not be around. We won't have a stand-in because everybody's going to be at Hotep Con, so. I'll be back on Gutfeld. If you're on my locals community, you will have first notice of any big shows I'm doing. It's my local community. I'm not going to say it publicly anymore because last time they sent a heckler out to heckle me during the show. But little did they know I'm a pro and you can't heckle me. I remember one time I was speaking at a political event, and at the end of the show, everybody was like, "Oh my God, that was amazing. How did you do that?" I'm like, "Do what?" They were like, "Yo, the lady's phone was ringing." Some old lady didn't know how to like work her phone in the back of the room. And they said, "How'd you do that? Her phone was ringing for like 5 minutes straight, nonstop. How did you keep focused like that?" And I was like, "Yo, I barely even noticed." Like I noticed, like my conscious mind noticed, but it had bookmarked that as something not to be concerned with. And then subconsciously I was just in a flow. So like, it's gonna be really hard to distract me if I'm doing public speaking. All you can do is help me. So yeah, I had the heckler. She was like right here in my left ear, like right in my left ear. She was very, very annoying. She was annoying when I pulled up too. But she was very, very annoying. And she even booed me at the end. You can hear it in the show. But yeah, I was tapped in. There you go. Had that master focus. I was tapped in. Yeah, I know. All right, let's check out the bag. Y'all don't want to hear me rant about my life. Let's, is there any tequila left in here? There's none left in here. That's empty. That was last night's show. All right, don't do drugs, kids. Where we at here? Let's go in here, and here, and here, and there, and we're back. Okay, so we got to start the show off with some music. We got some new music from Tom McDonald. People want me to play this shit. We got some more America Grift music. Some more MAGA Grift music. Let me fix this on your screen so we can all partake in the festivities together. All right, Tom McDonald and who? What does that say? Adam Calhoun? Adam Calhoun, Your America. Let's see what this is about.
They're screaming that they hate America and we're the reason. If you don't feel safe, then stop defunding the policemen. You calling us extremists cause our words have hurt your feelings, and we're sorry we can't hear you over the sound of our freedom. Y'all been filling up our classrooms with drag queens for kids. We think it's not appropriate, you tell us that it is. The complexities of gender and children won't ever mix when there's school shootings by women whose pronouns are him, his. I'm not Republican, but keep it 100, they making sense. The most destructive ideologies are coming from the left. I think Black Lives Matter, they think white lives matter less. And LGBTQ turned into WTF. Dear Democrats, I don't have nothing against the liberal, but the people representing you are communists and criminals. They've been starting World War III. We shipping missiles still. They don't want America great. They want it miserable. You can try to burn down the city, scream at the top of your lungs till you're dizzy. You can cancel everything and everybody in it, but it's not your America.
You can burn the flag, get aggressive. You can wear a mask and pretend you're progressive. I got my First Amendment, don't forget I got the second. It's not your America. I'm hearing words I never heard in life. Kids go to school to learn. Never
Yo, where all these every time I turn around, it's a new white MAGA rapper, yo. Where these motherfuckers coming from, yo?
They get back home, they get murdered like who's concerned, not the left or the right. Hope you ready for the fight. Coming to your front door tonight. The former president got arrested. The current one lost, but I guess he got elected. Kids get molested. Pedophiles all get protected. And you can kill a baby anytime if you're pregnant. People so weak, feel free to take a knee. And you can't even speak, God forbid you disagree. I don't even know what virtual signaling means. Young men used to fight wars, now they make memes. Divide us up, I'm pretty sure that's the plan. Got a gun in my hand for when shit hits the fan. And how the woman of the year is a man, I'm pretty sure I never really understand.
You can try to burn down the city, scream at the top of your lungs till you're dizzy. You can cancel everything and everybody in it, but it's not your America.
You can burn the flag, get aggressive. You can wear a mask and pretend you're progressive. I got my First Amendment, don't forget I got the second. It's not your America.
You told us we're the ones to blame. You're the ones who riot till the city's up in flames. You told us we've been spreading lies, but you believe the truth is on the news every night. You told us we gotta stop the fighting, but you're the ones who keep the country angry and divided. You told us we're crazier than you, but all of our conspiracy theories are coming true. You can try to burn down the city, scream at the top of your lungs till you're dizzy. You can cancel everything and everybody in it, but it's not your America.
You can burn the flag, get aggressive. You can wear a mask and pretend you're progressive. I got my First Amendment, don't forget I got the second. It's not your America.
Tom McDonald, Adam Calhoun, Your America. What do we think about that record, y'all? We're gonna do trophy emojis. 5 trophy emojis if it was the best thing you heard in a while. Top notch. 1 if it's the worst. What do y'all rate this? Zulu's got trash cans. Come on, man. He's got trash cans in the chat. Come on, man. Cannon's texted me. Let's see what Cannon got to say. So Cannon says Adam Calhoun been spitting for a minute. He got some Billboard hits on the Dolo too. Really? Okay. Okay. Only the Future says 4 trophies out of 5. Tari gave it 3. J.A. says, has the left said it was a dog whistle yet? S. Barry Fields gives it a 3. Okay. I see. All right, YouTube chat, we got 2. Kamar Daniels. What up, Kamar? Kamar, I'm about to make you rich. Wait till you hear about the new news from Men of Order. I can't tell anybody yet, but I'm about to make you rich. Anyway, 3 trophies, 4 trophies from Renee. Renee gave it 4. Intermix gave it 4. Oh, man. Okay. Now, who can guess what I would rate this song? Now we're going to do guesses on what I would rate this song, okay? Let's use numbers, and we can go halves. We can do quarters, so it can be like 1.2 or 1.5, but we use numbers now. What do you think I would rate this song? What do you think Hotep Jesus would rate this song? What would y'all think? Failing Tower said one of them is trying too hard. Which one? Which one was trying too hard? Big Ron B said I would give it a 2. DMW said 3. Somebody said 4 because of grift factor. HJ rate 3.1415 pi. Okay, I see you, Kenny. Let's see what YouTube said. 2.5, 4, 1.5, 2, 3.2, 9.5. Mukhtar said 3.9. King Grifted would give it a 5. Alright, Asbury Fields is right. Asbury Fields, email hotepjesus@gmail.com with your Pally Wallet Syscoin address. Download the Pally Wallet. You want $50 worth of Syscoin for guessing how I rated this song. I gave this song a 3.5. A strong 3.5. Not a weak 3.5. A strong 3.5, okay? You know, it wasn't a 4, but it had 5 potential. The song really had 5 potential. If they weren't rapping on it, the song had 5 potential. The first verse was cool. You know, it to me, it's like the lyrics were more like, how many gimmicks can I stuff into this verse? As opposed to the hook was so melodic and it had the right vibe to it. Sonically, it was great, right? And I really resonated with the hook. I resonated with the bridge, but the verses was you know, I'd rather hear something that was like heartfelt, you know, maybe some storytelling. But that first, like Steph Colonel said, the lyrics were too predictable. Yeah, it was just like the lyrics of the first verse were just too grifty. It was like, oh, let me make sure I hit all these talking points so that, you know, people will like me. That's what that first verse sounded like, instead of it just being raw and passionate and just saying, here's how the fuck I feel. You don't have to hit me with all those little punchlines and buzzwords. Tell me how you really feel about what they're doing to America, and take me there. Take me into your heart. I don't want to enter your mind. I want to enter your heart. Take me into your heart. But the rest of the song, the hook, I'm gonna play just this part right here, just to hear it again, because I really enjoyed this part of the song.
To take a knee, and you can't even woman of the your lungs to
right here.
Really understand. You can try to burn down the city, scream at the top of your lungs till you're dizzy. You can cancel everything and everybody in it, but it's not your America. You can burn the flag, get aggressive. You can wear a mask and pretend you're progressive. I got my First Amendment, don't forget I got the second. It's not your America. Us, we're the ones to blame. You're the ones who riot till the city's up in flames. You told us we've been spreading lies, but you believe the truth is on the news every night. You told us we gotta stop the fighting, but you're the ones who keep the country angry and divided. You told us we're crazier than you, but all of our conspiracy theories are coming true. You can try to burn down the city, scream.
All right, so real quick, this part right here is a mix between a bridge and a B section, and it has some call and response, which means it's gonna have a good effect at the concert. When he performs this, you're gonna hear the call and response here.
Fighting, but you're the ones who keep
right
the
here.
country angry and divided. You told us we're crazier than you, but all of our conspiracy theories are coming true.
You told us. Oh no, right here. Let me rewind it. Right here.
Us, we're the ones to blame. You're the ones who riot till the city's up in flames.
You told us
we've been spreading lies, but you believe the truth is on the news every night.
You told us
we gotta stop the fighting, but you're the ones who keep the country angry
now,
and
y'all,
divided.
you told us
we're crazier than you, But all of our conspiracy theories are coming true. You can try to burn down the city, scream at the top of your lungs till you're dizzy. You can cancel everything and everybody in it, but it's not your America.
You can burn the flag, get aggressive. You can wear a mask and pretend you're progressive. I got my First Amendment, don't forget I got the second. It's not your America.
Like, all of that part right there is fire. I love the vibe. It's even making me feel like a white man. I feel like putting on some cowboy boots, a cowboy hat. Your America. You know what I'm saying? I feel really redneckish when I hear that. It gives me that country vibe. You know, I just want to wrangle some fucking steer or some shit. Give me a rope and wrangle some steer and hog tie some shit, you know? So I'm really enjoying that vibe. The rest of the song I could have did without. You know, even when he started singing on the bridge, you know, he should have brought some of that presence to his verse. But yeah, really good song. Just bad execution, I think. Shout out to Fresh Mike. Fresh Mike just became a member of the channel. He said, yo, is this a native ad? Matt Earth Series said, I'm sorry, but it's whack. No, it's not whack. It's a really good vibe. It's a really nice song. It's a really nice song. I even like the message in the hook, you know? The hook is very grifty, but at least it feels organic. You know? It feels organic. Somebody said, Dark Mav said, make you want to colonize some shit.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother. Big Ron B said he looking for a cow turd to kick right now.
Oh. He said, is he hailing the Fuhrer when he says the conspiracy theories part? Come on, Goldstein. Don't ruin this for us, man. Goldstein gonna call it. He gonna give us his review of the record. Also, the video should have used footage of the theft tearing shit up. It would have made it more impactful and riled you up more. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. He should have dropped the beat from that part so it stood out more or something. Yeah, I would have liked to see the song start off with the hook. He rapped like that, like Post Malone type shit. Yeah. Yeah. Post Malone was with Joe Rogan this week. Joe Rogan looked like he really enjoyed the concert too. So shout out to Post Malone and Joe Rogan. I never really got into Post Malone. Maybe I'm missing something. Overall, it's a solid song. You know, if I was the producer of that group and that's the song that came out, I'd be like, oh, this is a great fucking start. Now let's fucking fix these verses. Let's get some black people on here to do the rapping.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
I'd have called Bryson Gray, like, Bryson, we need a verse on here. Call Uncle Hotep, see if he got a verse for us. Yeah, I know Uncle Hotep used to be in a rap group. Uncle Hotep's rap name used to be Black Baby. No, I'm sorry, Baby Black. His rap name was Baby Black. Hey, next time y'all in Uncle Hotep stream, call that nigga Baby Black. Oh, baby. All right, let's go in the bag. What am I going to pull out of the hat today? Can anybody guess what I'm about to pull out the bag? You better guessed it right. Syscoin. Off-road experience exclusively at HotepCon. You know, dinner in the desert. Some nice desert steaks. Well, that doesn't sound too appealing. Nice juicy steaks out there in the desert. Hopefully you get that thing cooked medium rare. If you're extra white, you probably ordered it rare. But you're going to be hanging out with Patrick and Syscoin in the desert. Off-road experience. Hope you enjoy that. You know you need this drone footage to get your grift on so you can monetize yourself on Twitter X or whatever the fuck they call on the app. You know? Shout out to Patrick, Jag, Alex, Nathan, whole squad over there, Trafire guy. Love those guys, man. Those guys are the fucking Medici family behind Hotep Jesus. Fucking love y'all, man. Fucking love y'all. Hey, I'll see y'all next week at HotepCon. All right, let's go back in the bag. Let's go back in the bag. Let's go back in the bag. Oh, wait. Hold on. I forgot to tell y'all. Is it here? Okay, hold on. Let's pull this up. Y'all need to get, because I don't want y'all saying, oh, Hotep, you didn't tell us. Yo, go to the Super DAP website. Go to the Super DAP website. What is it? Super DAP. DAPP.ai. So you hear AI beyond imagination. Experience the future of chat, Web3, and social connections. It's going to be a point where there's the only place you're going to be able to connect with me, or one of the only places, because obviously we got the locals. If you're in my locals community, you can talk to me as much as you want. But yeah, Super DAP coming. Super DAP coming. Lots of great features, including AI. You know, if you're a developer and you want to get in there, go ahead. But go ahead, go to the website, hit access now, get on the list, man. Get on the list ASAP. All right? Get on the list ASAP. I already got on there. I already got on the list. Go get on the list. All right? You have been told. You have been told. Don't come back and say Hotep's didn't been told you. Hotep's been told you, so you have been told. Super DAP, DAPP.ai. Don't say I didn't tell you. Latest and great AI technology coming soon. If you don't like AI, you can kiss my ass. That goes for Chad, too.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
All right, let's go back in the bag. Let's get into some topics. We got a lot to cover today. Hold on, let me close this out. Close that out. All right, where we at? You're America. See? It even stuck in my head. All right, where we at? All right, let's go to the dumb shit first. Let's go to the dumb shit first.
My name is Jubilee. I am 25 and I do have OnlyFans.
How long you been doing that?
Just about like 2 months.
What got you into it?
I lost my grandpa. He's very close to me. I kind of want to go with his legacy and I kind of want to do it for him.
Wait a minute! You want to do OnlyFans to honor your grandfather's legacy? Was he like a corn star or something?
No, it's kind of like I've been wanting to kind of like keep his legacy going.
That will be my legacy.
I don't know if I just misheard you. You said that you are...
I don't know shit about fuck.
Yeah, can you say it again? Can you explain how you're honoring your grandfather's legacy?
He was a minister, so he didn't make much money. That's like a way that I thought would help out.
Wow! You said he passed away?
Yeah, he passed away. But
so help him out beyond the grave? I'm just confused.
You said he was a minister?
Yeah, so he did like weddings, funerals, etc., etc.
Let me get this straight.
You started an OnlyFans to pay homage to your now deceased grandfather, who was a religious man and minister.
That doesn't make sense. Do you think he would approve of the OnlyFans? Do you think he would disapprove?
I think he would support me, but...
That's stupid! Use your common sense! You mentioned that you don't want to bring shame on your family. Do you think it might possibly bring shame on them to do nude stuff? What do you think?
I don't think so. If I go deep down into my mom's opinion about it. Oh no. She might be open to it. She's a really cool mom, so.
Is your dad still in the picture?
I've never met my dad.
Oh, makes sense now. Really?
Yeah, he's out of the picture.
Sorry to hear that.
That's okay. I don't really need a dad. I think I could handle myself.
Sure. Okay, moving on. You also do content, correct? OnlyFans?
What y'all think about that? Religious grandfather passes away. And she wants to honor him by putting her titties out on OnlyFans. The only reason why I'm speechless is because I'm holding back all of my first reactions. Because all of my first reactions are going to call that woman out of her name. And I'm trying to be a better person, you know. At least on some days I try to be a better person. You know, like I said, you know, I have multiple personality order. So it depends on what personality you get on any given day that I come here. And today my personality wants to be better. So let's just highlight the key points of that video. Number one, no daddy at home syndrome. No daddy at home syndrome. Father your daughters, father your children, gentlemen, please. Please father your children. Otherwise, they turn out to be that fucking dumb. All right, let's move on, because I don't want to, I don't even want to spend any brain power trying to understand what the fuck I just watched. Let's go to Linda Yaccarino. Linda Yaccarino, she's one of the new safety bitches up at she the new safety bitch. Head bitch in charge over at Twitter X. Let's see what she got to say.
We have built brand safety and content moderation tools that have never existed before at this company. And we've introduced a new policy, to your specific point about hate speech, called freedom of speech, not reach. So
freedom of speech, not reach. Is it freedom of speech if they lock you in a room by yourself?
So if you're going to post something that's illegal or against the law, you're gone. Zero tolerance. But more importantly, if you're going to post something that is lawful, but it's awful, you get labeled.
What is awful? What is awful? What exactly is going to be deemed as awful is what I wonder. It's subjective. Who gets to make that call on what's awful and what's not? Can we get some examples, Linda?
You get labeled, you get de-amplified, which means it cannot be shared, and it is certainly demonetized. Back to your direct point about brand safety. So they are protected from the risk of being next to that content. And it's also why it's really important to note that once a post is labeled and it can't be shared, and the user sees that, 30% of the time, they take it down themselves. Staggeringly, they take it down. And that reducing that hateful content from being seen is one of the best examples how X is committed to encouraging healthy behavior online. And today, I can confidently sit in front of you and say that 99.9% of all posted impressions are healthy.
How do you define healthy, though? Is porn healthy? Are conspiracy theories healthy?
You know, it goes back to my point about our success with freedom of speech, not reach. And if it is lawful, but it's awful, it's extraordinarily difficult for you to see it.
Elon here says technically lawful, but depending on your perspective, awful. Content can be shared, but it will not be recommended in the users for you section.
We have built.
What are your thoughts on that, man? Jabari said World Economic Forum. Yeah, Yeah, it's all about the advertising dollars. It's all about the brand. Lawful but awful sounds like my last marriage, says Haram Life. I don't know. I think the monetization thing is actually going to make the content worse, but that's neither here nor there. We spoke about that yesterday. It's the official shadow ban declaration. Yeah. Yeah, it definitely feels like a shadow ban. You know, I've been wondering about. I want to hold back some of my judgment on the monetization until I get my first check, and then I can really see what's going on. I can't really tell until the money hits my account. By the way, I'm gonna give that money away. My first check is going to be given away. But and I might transfer that shit to Sys and then give away Sys. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Actually, I'm going to take my entire earnings from Twitter, turn it into Syscoin, and then give it all away. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm going to do. But I have to wait and see what that looks like before I tell you guys what I think is going on here. I have some theories. Like a deleted tweet from Elon here, if I can find it. Jabari posted it in the chat earlier. Maybe I'll be able to hold on. It might be in the other chat. Hold on. Tommy Sotomayor is probably gonna have a conversation with me soon. Is this it? Elon Musk has said that a calling feature is coming soon on X, which includes video and audio. So they're going to have video and audio calls on Twitter. Oh, boy. I might not be able to... Wait, is this... Okay, I think I found... All right, I found one tweet. Hold on, let me see. Is there more? Hold on. Okay, that's the one about the 5 million viewers. All right, I'm probably not gonna find it. It's all good. But yeah, I really wanna hold back my theories on what's going on with Twitter until I get paid. I know that might sound funny, but I want to do some calculations based upon impressions, like dollar per impression. So I want to take some of the data that exists publicly and then take some of the data that I have and then try and figure out what's going on. If I even get a check, you know, because I'll just tell you out front, I don't know if I'll get a check. I don't know. I'm not optimistic, you know. So we'll have to wait to see till next month because I didn't get paid this month. I don't know why. Maybe I needed to like complete my sign up thing or whatever. I thought it was just automatic if you had the blue check, but I guess you had to complete the sign up. So I guess I don't get paid for my past months. Whatever. It doesn't matter, right? Pending configuration on App Store. Okay, I don't know what that is. Okay, manage payout account. Okay, I can manage my payout account. Let's take a look at it here. Okay. All right. What is this? Oh, this has to be old. Right? Yeah, I don't know. All right. So anyway, so I'll update you on that when the time comes. Let's go back. Let's go back in the bag. But yeah, you know, as far as, you know, the whole Twitter safety thing is concerned, I mean, it feels like controlled opposition. I mean, who better to apply speech restrictions than the guy that you think is the ally? Doesn't it make sense that you would bring him in so that you could pass speech restrictions without too much blowback from the public, without too much blowback from the users? So, feels like controlled opposition. And I wonder how, because they said, advertisers will be able to choose, whose posts that they aren't under or are under, or the type of content. So I've gone through, maybe I can show you the ads, because I have an ad account. Maybe I'll show you guys the ad account and show you right now, like, what that looks like. So let's just do that. Let's do that now. I'll show you what an ad account looks like and show you how, like, trash it is. It's pretty trash, to be honest with you. All right, so let's go here. We're going to go create campaign. I'm going to put this on the screen right here. We're going to go create campaign, advanced, right? Everybody see that? I'm going to go advanced. Hit that, hit next, right? And let's say I want website traffic. Next. Okay. Then I can name it. Blah, 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 right? Let's give it a name. Test group. All right. Okay. Got my credit card information in there. A/B test off. Campaign budget. Let's go to advanced. I can set a spending cap. All right. Let's go to next. And then here I can set the ad group name. Optional. Right. And then again, let's do link clicks. We'll do auto bid. We'll do link click. Those are app conversions. And it says placements, right? So now here I can select, okay, here we go. Safety controls. All right, so now we're in safety controls. Oh, this is what they're doing. Okay. So basically you can bulk upload the list of accounts to exclude and keywords to exclude, so you never run into that. Okay. All right. Wow. Damn. What are the implications there of account handle exclusions? Like, I guess you could make, All right, so let me just tell you where this thought comes from. So what the left does is they have block lists, okay? And they share them. They share these block lists. And basically what happens is you can go into your Twitter account and you can import the block list, and those people will automatically be blocked. So it's sort of like a blacklist, right? So to speak. So what I would imagine is ad agencies and brands are going to have some sort of shared blacklist, which could hinder income for some people. You might not ever get an ad under your shit, at least not any major ads. All right, interesting. Let me see if there's any more controls that they've added since I've run an ad. Targeting features, that all looks the same. Conversation topics, okay. Yeah. All that's the same. Let's hit next. And then here's where I'll pick the ad. Also, a thing I noticed is ads no longer show promoted on the timeline. It doesn't say like promoted. I noticed that too. That's very interesting. It's just an ad there and it doesn't say promoted. So maybe they're doing away with that. I don't know the legal or lawful ramifications of that all, but that could be pretty interesting. Hey, no doubt. All right, let's go back to the bag. Let's go back into the Grift bag. I just want to take a look at that. And, I don't want to mislead people, so I don't want to go too deep in this shit. Let's get to more pressing matters, like the FDA. Here we have an article on Zero Hedge about the FDA. FDA drops Ivermectin bombshell, okay? Doctors are free to prescribe ivermectin to treat COVID-19, a lawyer representing the U.S. Food and Drug Administration said this week. FDA explicitly recognizes that doctors do have the authority to prescribe ivermectin to treat COVID. Ashley Cheong-Honold of the Department of Justice lawyer representing the FDA said during oral arguments August 8th in the U.S. Court of Appeals for the 5th District. The government is defending the FDA's repeated exhortations to people to not take the ivermectin for COVID-19, including a post that said stop it. And you'll see right here, it says FDA official account says, "You are not a horse, you are not a cow. Seriously, y'all stop it." Now, we all know they didn't want you guys taking ivermectin because they wanted you taking the chest buster. You know, if you got medicine, you know, that's over the counter and affordable, then what do you need the chest buster for? You know, so they obviously somebody somewhere had an agenda to tell you not to take this. Years later, here we are. The government is defending the FDA's repeated exhortations. Okay, says the case was brought by 3 doctors who alleged the FDA unlawfully interfered with their practice of medicine with the statements. Federal judge dismissed the case in 2022, prompting an appeal. The fundamental issue in this case is straightforward. After the FDA approves the human drug for sale, does it then have the authority to interfere with how that drug is used within the doctor-patient relationship? The answer is no. Jared Kelson, representing doctors, told the appeals court. Could you imagine this shit had to go to appeal? In 2022, this case got dismissed in 2022 and had to go to appeal? The FDA on August 21st, 2021, wrote on Twitter, "You are not a horse, you are not a cow. Seriously, y'all stop it." Okay. In other statements, the FDA said the ivermectin isn't authorized or approved to treat COVID-19. And, question, should I take ivermectin to prevent or treat COVID-19? Answer, no. This is what the FDA have reported. FDA made these statements in response to multiple reports of consumers being hospitalized after self-medicating with ivermectin intended for horses, which is available for purchase over the counter without the need for prescription, Ms. Honold said. A version of the drug for animals is available, but ivermectin is approved by the FDA for human use against diseases caused by parasites. Ms. Honold said that FDA didn't purport to require anyone to do anything or to prohibit anyone from doing anything. Keep in mind, this word parasites in regards to COVID did come up in our Monday discussion with Project Rook. If you didn't hear that, it's up on Spotify, and you guys can go back and listen to that on Rumble. What about when it said, no, stop it? Why isn't that a command? If you were in English class, they would say that was a command. Ms. Honold described the statements as merely quips. Can you answer the question, please? Is that a command? Stop it? Judge Elrod asked. In some contexts, those words could be construed as a command. But in this context, where FDA was simply using these words in the context of a quippy tweet meant to share its informational article, those statements do not rise to the level of a command. So a bunch of intellectual gymnastics happening here. The statements don't prohibit doctors from prescribing ivermectin to treat COVID or any other purpose, Ms. Honold said. She noted that the FDA, along with the statements, said that people should consult their healthcare providers about COVID-19 treatments and that they could take medicine if it was prescribed by the providers. FDA is clearly acknowledging that doctors have the authority to prescribe human ivermectin to treat COVID. So they are not interfering with the authority of doctors to prescribe drugs or practice medicine, she said. Judge Elrod is on the panel with circuit judges Edith Brown Clement and Don Willett. All 3 were appointed under President Donald Trump. The plaintiffs, they said, were professionally harmed by the FDA statements, including being terminated over efforts to prescribe ivermectin to patients. Dr. Merrick has noted that a number of studies support using ivermectin against COVID-19, as the FDA itself has acknowledged. Federal law enables FDA to provide information such as reports of adverse reactions to drugs, but not medical advice, Mr. Kelson said. This is something FDA has never been able to do, and it's a bright line. The clearest examples of where they have gone over the line are when they say things like, "You are not a horse, you are not a cow, seriously, y'all stop it." Judges indicated they agree that the FDA lacks the power to give medical advice. Judge Clement said, "You are not authorized to give medical advice, FDA, Dr. Fauci." But Mr. Honnold said the government isn't conceding that in this case. She also argued that Congress has empowered the FDA to protect public health and make sure regulated products are safe and effective, giving it the inherent authority to further its mission by communicating information to the public about safe uses of drugs. A ruling in favor of the doctors would prevent the FDA from reporting on consumer suffering after cooking chicken with NyQuil, or that opioid addiction is a problem, she claimed. Mr. Kelson said that wasn't accurate. It's when they step beyond that and start telling people how they should or should not be using approved drugs. And that's really what it comes down to. The FDA is politically accountable, just like all other executive agencies. So there you have it. Ivermectin is for can be used as a treatment for COVID. There it is. It's done. Allegedly. All right, let's go to our next story. Let me check on the chat, because I know the chat probably losing their mind right now. Let me check on the chat before we go to the next story. Then we're going to open up phone lines. If you want to get in on the phone lines, text HOTEP and then your name to 202-596-5631. 202-596-5631. Text HOTEP and then your name to that number, and that'll get you in line for the phone calls. You dig? Renee got me on the big screen. Hold on, I'm about to share this right now on my Instagram, Renee. Salute to Renee. Bing bong. We on the big screen. Dax Hill said, want you to take that xenomorph, aka the chest buster. That's exactly what it comes down to. Kicked for the third time by Rumble. Missed half the show just being on Rumble. Damn. Rumble having some glitches. Rumble got some glitches happening. AOC told you they were making a list. Yeah. All right, let's go to the story of the day. We're talking about colonization in Africa. But before we get into that, we got to dive into some psychology that has troubled me this morning. It was a bit troubling. Not too troubling because, well, I was able to predict people's responses. So I ran a poll and I said, should I talk about European economic colonization of African nations on the show today? 78% said yes. So the responses, like this guy right here, Joel S. Timmons, he says, I'd rather hear about the Chinese economic colonization of African countries. Seems it be more relevant. And that to me sounds like a compromised mind. This guy's mind has been compromised. If you're on the right, there is propaganda designed for you too, right? A lot of it used to be around Islamic folk, the Muslim community, they're terrorists, and they mobilized you on that, Iraq war, etc., etc. And now they're mobilizing you on China. Okay. Now, not to say that China's some innocent bystander here, because everybody has their own motives and intentions and agendas, and I won't deny that. And I'm not going to say China has our best interests in heart, because I know they don't. However, China is a creation of Europe, which is going to take us to our next conversation. But first, I just want to point out that this guy's mind is colonized, because in his mind, he thinks it's more relevant to talk about China China's incursion into Africa as opposed to the European incursion of the African continent. So it's more relevant. Why? Well, it's more relevant, I would say, from a subjective level. From an objective level, I would say it's much more relevant to talk about the European incursion because of all of the coups taking place right now. They're all European nations. All of the coups happening right now in Africa are controlled by European nations. Many of them French colonies. So that's more pressing than what China's doing because it's more relevant. It's more recent. The coup in Niger is more recent. But Joel doesn't want to deal with that. He wants to talk about, hold on.
China.
That's what he wants to talk about. All right. So another lady here says, serious question. Why, when
China
is furiously colonizing Africa right now? No snark intended. So I asked her, I said, why should I prioritize one over the other? Now, keep in mind, I understand that I'm probably not dealing with a real person. 15 followers, definitely looks like a janky account, but could be a real person. Anyway, but I just kind of like, having fun with the conversation. She says here, I appreciate the legacy of European colonization in Africa. You appreciate it? What? Okay. But the fact that arguably the most racist regimes in human history is poaching Africa today seems more pressing. So people always like run to this word, oh, it's racist. Like this word is supposed to be like triggering for black people. Like, because it's racist, we need to do something about it. It's racist. It's racist. All right? Like, you're not giving me anything tangible to sink my teeth into. You just hit me with emotions about racism. Right? And I'm not going to deny that China's racist. We have evidence of that. But I don't really give a fuck, right? So it says that in human history is poaching Africa today seems more pressing. China is going to make European colonization look like child's play. And I said, but China learned it from Europe. And she says, the real question is, why can't Africa's leader learn the lessons of history and stop letting their foreigners pillage their resources, lining their own pockets, leaving their people in poverty? This isn't the 19th century, so it's harder to understand why. A real problem I have here is, the fact that she leaves it at the 19th century. I'm like, baby, much of the colonization happened in the 20th century as well. Like, when people think colonization, they think of swords. I don't. I think of world banks. And we're going to get into that detail here. We're going to spend about maybe 10 to 15 minutes on the topic. Then we're going to open up phone lines. So my response to her was, didn't it make sense to cover Europe's role in order to learn the lessons then? No?
China.
Oops, wrong button.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Right? Like, if you make this point, why can't Africa's leaders learn the lesson in the history? Then maybe that's why we need to talk about European economic colonization of African nations so people can learn their lesson. If Europe wrote the book on this shit, why are we looking at China? China's simply perfecting what Europe started. China became what it was today because of colonization. And this would start with, I didn't know I was going to go into a history lesson this fast. So let's go into a history lesson. I think we'd have to go into, let's go right here. Let's see what the Supreme Lords of Wikipedia say about this. So it says here, the first Opium War, known as the Opium War or the Anglo-Sino War, was a series of military engagements. Hold on. Just want to fix that on your screen. Series of military engagements between Britain and the I don't know how to say that, Qing dynasty of China between 1839 and 1842. Damn, I didn't even want this one. I wanted the I want the 1812. I want the 1812 wars. Or am I thinking of a different one? Or is it just the War of 1812? Oh, it's just the War of 1812. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, I've fucked that all up. I'm sorry. It's the Opium Wars. I don't know why I had 1812. My brain does that. All right, so Opium War. Right? Let's pull that back up. Where'd it go? All right, here we go. All right. The immediate issue was the Chinese enforcement of their ban on opium trade. Ban on opium trade. Okay? Everybody see that? By seizing private opium stocks from merchants at Canton and threatening to impose death penalty from future offenders. Despite the opium ban, the British government supported merchants' demand for compensation for seized goods and insisted on principles of free trade and equal diplomatic recognition with China. Opium was, right here, Britain's single most profitable commodity trade of the 19th century. Dope, heroin, drugs was Britain's single most profitable commodity trade of the 19th century. Drug trafficking. Drug trafficking. China said, we don't want you trafficking drugs in our country. And Britain said, we're going to bring the drugs there regardless. So you can't talk about China's incursion into Africa without first talking about the European incursion in China. Because who taught China how to act this way? After months of tensions between two nations, the British Navy launched an expedition in June 1840, which ultimately defeated the Chinese using technologically superior ships and weapons. And I think there's a movie with Tom Cruise or some shit about this or something like that. All right. So I ain't going to read all of that. I just needed y'all to see that. Drugs. Drug trafficking. Diesel said fentanyl is China's get back from the opium wars. Uh-oh.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Nanking Treaty, big money. Shout out to Paris Finesse, you know. You know. So this is what's going on in China. How you going to talk about China and what they did in Africa without talking about, see, I'm talking about European colonization. They don't want to look at that. Nobody wants to look at what Europe did. And this is my my issue with the psychology of some of these red whites. The red whites complain about a globalist cabal of bankers. And we know this globalist cabal of bankers branched out from the European so-called continent. Right? We know this. Now, when you want to talk about this globalist cabal coming out of Europe, everything's fine. Until you talk about what that cabal did to African people, then all of a sudden it's like, wait, no, let's talk about China. Let's not, no, wait. Fuck them niggas. Let's talk about China. Don't make, because see, the thing is, people conflate Europe with white people. And white people will say I'm an American and I don't identify with any of my European ancestry. But as soon as you bring this shit up, all of a sudden they identify with Europe, which to me says, not only do you identify with Europe, you identify with the globalist cabal of bankers. Is it Uchi Wally Wally or is it one Mike? Which inspired my next tweet, which I'll show you now. So I tweeted this, and I got 2 examples on both races. I said the unification of all people becomes hindered when people choose skin color over facts. So instead of us dealing with the facts and saying, yes, Europe has done Africa wrong, let's look at those facts, people go, oh no, this is race baiting, right? Oh, they're talking about race or black people. Oh my God, what are you, a victim? But if I switch the parties and say, oh, China, it's like, oh, wait, hold on. Yeah, let's talk about China. It's like, okay, so now race doesn't matter anymore? Now I got one for the black folks, because black folks have been hypocritical too. We've heard about this system of white supremacy. We've heard about being subject to a corrupt government. And when white folks had a gripe with the government on Jan 10th, aka Jan 6th, black people sided with the state. They sided with the globalist cabal. And this is the issue. White people choose when and where to side with the globalist cabal, and black people choose when and where to side with the globalist cabal because we're so worried about being sworn enemies. Meanwhile, we're not even sworn enemies. What was done to black people in this country was not done by white people. What was done to black people in this country was not done by white people. It was done by a very elite group of individuals who manipulated white folks into hating black folks. Who manipulated this country into extreme squalor. So white folks would be, or I shouldn't, let's remove race, so that the lower class would find such extreme squalor. Now the War of 1812 is pertinent. Now the War of 1812 is pertinent. That they would fight amongst themselves. Because that's really what it is. It's just poor. Like, rich folks don't deal in this bullshit. This is a poor folk conversation. When you start talking about race and this is my enemy and I hate the white man. That's people who haven't healed yet. But the moral of the story is, at some point, the state or the globalist cabal is wrong and is the culprit. And they've done such a good job of dividing us that even at the moment when the globalist cabal becomes the target of apprehension, we don't unite. We don't unite. Because if we say, hey, look what the government did to black people, all of a sudden, red whites come out the woodwork to explain that shit away. But if we talk about what the government did to Donald Trump or to the Jan 6ers, all of a sudden it's okay to be a victim now. And then now black people don't understand. So it just creates this perpetual cycle of warring between two poor tribes. Cuban libertarian, he says, tell them about the literal French colonial franc. That's exactly what we're gonna talk about. Jabari says, study the Assassin family from hair products, aka the Rothschilds of the East. They opened up China for England. I'm familiar with that name. Yo, you gotta check your racism at the door, yo. Either it's the globalist cabal or not. You can't pick and choose. AJ just called white people house niggas. I did.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
They be acting like house niggas sometimes. They pick and choose when to side with the globalist cabal. We can't talk about the European incursion into the African continent because they're black. Is this what we doing? So now y'all on the globalist cabal side. That makes no fucking sense. You're hypocritical. Fuego, what up, bro? He says the globalist cabal colonized other white Europeans, Irish, Scottish, Welsh, areas of France. There was still Irish violence in the 80s. Exactly. Precisely. That's why I was one of the few people who was like, I love Jan 6. I'm one of the few black people that stood up and said Kyle Rittenhouse was an American hero. I was probably the first person to say that, and I said it on a large podcast, Tim Pool. Right? Why? Because I'm not looking at race. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And if we can call right is right and wrong is wrong, then we can unite, and it's not a fight anymore. It's not a fight anymore. See, this is what y'all got to understand. Once we unite, we ain't got to fight.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Somebody make me that t-shirt. Come on, Renee. I need that t-shirt. I need that t-shirt. Once we unite, we ain't got to fight. Everybody say it with me. Type it in the chat. Tweet it out. Once we unite, we ain't got to fight. I'm going to tell you why. Because what they want is, they want you to fight them. This is why some people say, Hotep Jesus, don't you want revolution and fight against the system and power and all that? No, I don't, because I understand how the system works. I understand how the system works. And the way the system is designed is to like revolution, to like resistance. That's what they want. Because then they're going to hit your ass with another Patriot Act. And like Illinois, I'm going to show you exactly what they're going to give your ass. Let's pull it up. Right here. What does it say? What does this say? Illinois Supreme Court upholds state assault style weapons ban. What the fuck is an assault style weapons ban? Right? This is recent. Published today. Okay? So they will take your rights away. Your rights. Right? Everybody talks about these rights and shit. I'm still up in the air about what the fuck a right is and if they even exist. But anyway, they want to take your rights away. And they're going to use the war of the poor between the poor, because isn't it white versus black? It's the underclass versus the underclassed. The underclass versus the underclass. That is the real war. And they keep that perpetuated. And as long as we fighting each other, they're going to keep passing more and more legislation. And the minute we take up arms against them, that's when they really going to put the foot in our ass. Now let's come back to the premise of my point. If we unite, we ain't got to fight. Because once we unite, their power dissolves. It dissolves like sprinkling, cocaine and water. All right. Actually, I don't know what cocaine and water does, so don't quote me on that. I've never actually touched cocaine before. But it's like, some sort of substance that falls into water. Tanai will be able to tell you something that just dissolves in water. A sugar cube or some shit. It'll just dissolve. It'll just go away. It dissipates. Because the government is only there because we don't know how to treat each other. Because we don't know how to act. Because we are uncivilized. So they have to create laws to keep us in check. But if we got along, would nobody be in their court system? Wouldn't nobody be in their hospitals? Nobody would be. We wouldn't need them. They would become obsolete. If we united, the powers that be would become obsolete. All right, let's done doing that. Let's go back and let's dive into our work, because we got a lot of work to cover today. So let's take a look. We right here. We got some WikiLeaks cables and shit to go through. We're going to make it quick. All right. So it says here, from Chi-Town bagman to ECOWAS chairman, meet the former money launderer leading the push to invade Niger. Okay. Hours after Niger's Western-backed leader was detained by the country's presidential guard on July 28th, Nigerian president and chair of the Economic Community of West African States, What does this look like to you, ECOWAS? It's called centralization. That's what that looks like. Bola Tinubu leapt into action, warning that the group of nations will not tolerate any situation that incapacitates the democratically elected government. Okay. As the chairperson of ECOWAS, I state without equivocation that Nigeria stands firmly with the elected government in Niger. 2 days later, ECOWAS imposed severe sanctions on Niger, and the bloc issued a stark ultimatum. If the newly inaugurated junta won't reinstall the ousted president in a week's time, the group's pro-Western African governments will, by military means if necessary. On Saturday, July 6th, 1 day before the deadline, ECOWAS leaders approved a plan to invade the country, with the ominous caveat that they are not going to tell the coup plotters when and where they're going to strike. If ECOWAS gets its way, member states Benin, Cabo Verde, Cote d'Ivoire, the Gambia, Ghana, Guinea-Bissau, Liberia, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, Senegal, Togo will be pressured to send their soldiers to invade Niger. Look at all these countries. Look at all these countries, right? Says these developments have thrust the typically overlooked West African country of Niger into the Western media spotlight. But if hostilities break out, it wouldn't be just one single impoverished African state in the crosshairs. Neighboring Burkina Faso, Mali, and Guinea, which are also governed by military administrations that recently seized power by force, have all warned that any attack on Niger will be viewed as an attack on them too. If their ECOWAS rivals will make the first move, the nations will which mainstream media have dubbed Africa's coup belt, have pledged to unleash their military forces as well. An announcement which should end any illusions that restoring the country's previous president would be a painless process. All right, so it says here, leading the pro-Western coalition is the president of the most powerful country, Nigeria, Bola Tinubu, one of Nigeria's wealthiest men. Now, remember yesterday we talked about these middlemen, management men, and how much money they get, and that's really what all this stuff comes down to, is the fact that these guys are bought and paid for. And that's why a lot of this stuff passes. So the lady wanted me to talk about, how these African leaders can learn their lessons. We're going into it right now. The source of this scandal-plagued president's fortune remains unclear. Documents reviewed by the Gray Zone reveal Tinubu as a longtime U.S. asset. You see that? Who was named as an accomplice in a massive drug running operation that saw him launder millions on behalf of a heroin dealing relative. Look at all these stories start to connect. U.S. asset. Then we just talk about dope, running dope. Okay. Here he is. You can see him pictured here with some of those European representatives, right? All right, so it says here, Bola Tinubu's career marred by drug trafficking, corruption allegations. So it says here, as president, Tinubu quickly instituted a regime of economic reforms backed by who? The U.S.-controlled International Monetary Fund and the World Bank. Didn't we just go over this yesterday? Showed you yesterday about IMF and the World Bank and how they move. Let's continue. Over the course of Tinubu's political career in Nigeria, the African operator has cultivated a close relationship with the U.S. Embassy. According to a slew of classified State Department cables released by WikiLeaks, American officials relied heavily on Tinubu's assessments of the domestic political landscape. So basically, he's an intel guy. Okay? He's an intel guy. They call him up, ask him what's going on, he gives them the update. All right? The ECOWAS's chair's early life is shrouded in mystery, and even his exact age is unknown. Nearly every detail of Tinubu's personal life prior to his appearance in Chicago on a student visa is in dispute, including his legal birth name. No Obama jokes in the chat. I know what y'all about to do. Records from Chicago State University show that Tinubu received a degree in business administration in 1979. In the following years, media reports indicate that Tinubu was employed in some capacity at a number of major U.S.-based multinationals, including Mobil Oil Nigeria, consulting firm Deloitte, and GTE, which is the largest communication and utilities company in the U.S. at the time. Of the few details about the Nigeria's early exploits, which can be confirmed, many derived from the a journalist named David has detailed court documents from the U.S. District Court's Northern District of Illinois made it clear that Tinubu amassed a small fortune laundering money for a heroin trafficking relative in Chicago, and that U.S. government officials ultimately seized well over $1 million from various bank accounts registered under the Nigerian president's name. Okay? Now it's going to continue and give you all the details about that. I'm not going to go into those, mostly because it's just boring. But if you want those details, they're there. It's on the gray zone. It says, in the end, however, Tinubu's usefulness seemed to outweigh his casual relationship with the truth. And the future Nigerian president went on to provide American officials with near continuous assessment of the political situation of his country. So he's an asset in Nigeria. One typically intimate meeting with Tinubu ended with the U.S. ambassador to Nigeria commenting, "As always, we found his take on a national political scene to be insightful." So again, he's the guy providing intelligence. In 2009, Tinubu came under investigation by the Metropolitan Police of London, who were probing allegations that the politician had pooled money from two other Nigerian governors to create a front company known as the African Development Fund Incorporation. Investigators allege the unusual business arrangement was actually a joint effort to illegally acquire shares of ECOWAS, a telecommunications firm founded by U.S. intelligence asset and Gates Foundation trustee Strive Masiyiwa. So 2 U.S. assets, one of them being a Gates Foundation asset, are being investigated by the Metropolitan Police of London for some money games. Right? Now let's continue. It says, but attempts to probe the legitimacy of the transactions in question was sidelined when the Nigerian federal government stonewalled the British investigation, which ultimately concluded without a single arrest. To this day, Nigerian authorities have yet to release the evidence requested by UK authorities. So really what you have here is Nigeria, being the most powerful African nation, is basically an asset of the West. Pretty much what's going on here. So it's like, you don't have to control every leader in Africa, but if you control the biggest, then, that's probably going to go a long way. Continues. In 2011, Tinubu was tried before the Code of Conduct Tribunal in Nigeria for illegally operating 16 foreign bank accounts. Eager to avoid the embarrassment he'd previously suffered when being photographed in court, the ECOWAS chair reportedly refused to take his place at the dock in a judicial hearing. But the unwelcome attention appears to have done little to rein in the politician's extravagant taste. And Tinubu once again found himself embroiled in a corruption scandal following an investigation into the luxurious 7,000 square foot mansion where the Nigerian president stays when receiving medical care in London. So he goes to Europe for medical care. According to the Nigerian outlet Premium Times, the massive villa in London's exclusive Westminster borough was picked up for a song by Tinubu's son, who somehow managed to purchase the property at a discount of approximately $10 million from a wealthy figure, even though the seller's assets, including the mansion in question, had been frozen by a Nigerian court. Okay? So why did I highlight that? I just wanted to highlight that because we're talking about limousine liberals, right? These people closest higher up in government are going to enjoy the greatest lifestyle. This is why people who love communism are stupid, because what's going to happen is we're going to have equality of the rest of us, but we're going to have equality of the poor, and everybody in government is going to be eating lobster and steak. Meanwhile, you're going to be eating fucking lab-grown meat. You're not even going to get bugs. You're going to wish you had some bugs. You're going to get lab-grown meat. Okay? Bugs are going to be great form of diet compared to what they're going to feed you. And that's why they got you guys hating it now. See, y'all stupid. I know y'all. You know, right-wing motherfuckers fall for fucking propaganda real easy. So they tell you you're going to be eating bugs. You guys, oh my God, they're going to have you eating bugs. No, you won't. No, you won't. That's fucking propaganda designed to turn your brain stupid. Bugs are a high form of protein. In fact, they got a lot of farms doing that shit now. You motherfuckers always talk about loving meat and protein and shit. You don't know shit from shit. But they got bug farms right now where you gonna wish you had a bug burger. You won't even have that. So they're gonna get you to hate the bug diet so that when the bug diet becomes premium, you're gonna look stupid because you're gonna be like, well, I spent all my time on Twitter X talking about bugs are bad. I don't want to look like a hypocrite now, so I'm gonna eat this lab-grown meat. Uneducated motherfuckers. Anyway, while ECOWAS was officially founded via the Treaty of Lagos in 1975, its official history notes the bloc's origins date back to the creation of CFA Franc in 1945. This is what the brother with the super chat was talking about. Let me get his name right, out of respect. Cuban libertarian. We getting into your commentary now. Which consolidated France's Western Empire into a single currency union. Now, I'm going to come back to this. Publicly, the move was described as a benevolent attempt to shield these colonies from the consequences of the French franc sharp devaluation in 1945, following the creation of the U.S.-dominated Bretton Woods Agreement. Now, if you've read my book, The Patriot Report, you should be very familiar with the Bretton Woods Agreement and all of the gold and Nixon and all of that shit. So if you haven't gotten a copy of my book, get a copy, HotepJesus.com.
Hotep, you're a genius, HotepJesus.com.
Now let's come back. So now we want to revisit this point here. Single currency union. What does it say here? It wanted to consolidate France's West African Empire into a single currency union. Okay? Now, let's come back to my profile. Of my tweet a few days ago in regards to the CBDC. And I've been trying to tell people this before, but I don't have all of my theories put together yet. All of my arguments put together yet. I just know when something's wrong. So now, before I even had, received this article, what did I say? I said the events in Niger and Ecuador are all preparation for a CBDC. I'll explain on the Grift Report, and I touched on this the other day. But now we have more information corroborating my theory. What this is about is a consolidation of the Western world's empire. Under what? A single currency. Alex Jones has spoken about this one world currency for a long time. So when people talk about Africa and they're saying, China's colonizing Africa, they certainly are. Will not deny that. But the Western world is still doing that today. And what these coups are, in my own estimations, are to replace certain leaders, create turmoil in a place, and lock down their empire with a one world digital currency or one Western world digital currency. China will have their citizens and their satellites, their colonies under one currency, and the West will have one under one currency. And there will be two major currencies. You have the CBDC of the Western world, and you have the CBDC of the Eastern world. And you're starting to see that coalesce with BRICS, right? You're seeing all the BRICS nations, and people are like, oh my God, BRICS is threatening the United States. And I'm like, no, that's not exactly what's happening. Although you're partly correct, that's not exactly what's happening. What's happening is the people that sit atop the world at this table have said, look, we got to figure out whose colonies are your colonies and my colonies are my colonies. So what we're going to do is we're going to sort this out using currency. And then now to let you know who is truly your colony and who's not. Because simply having a military installment is not enough. And it shows that right here, because in 1945, it said the West, France, wanted to consolidate their West African empire into a single currency union. Let's go into that. It says, in a show of her generosity and selflessness, metropolitan France, wishing not to impose on her faraway daughters the consequences of her own poverty, is setting different exchange rates for their currency, right? So they make it seem like this is some good thing, right? And they make it seem like, all right, we'll get into that in a minute. I don't want to have any spoilers. I'll show you in a minute what I was going to say, but it'll come up in the conversation later in the article. In reality, the introduction of the CFA Franc meant that Paris was able to maintain unequal trading relationships with its African colonies. At a time when its economy was ravaged by World War II and its overseas empire was rapidly disintegrating, the currency made it cheap for member states to import from France and vice versa. But prohibitively expensive for them to export anything anywhere else. So obviously you see here, you're getting robbed. Africa's getting robbed. And this is what we was talking about, the franc. This forced dependency on the francophone West Africa created a captive market for the French and by extension, the rest of Europe. And that'll make sense too as you begin to understand the Bretton Woods Agreement. That dynamic, which has stunted regional economic development for decades, persists to this day. The CFA Franc's continued dominance ensures Western African states remain under the economic and political control of France. So just because, we've removed boots from the ground or whatever other presence we have, we are still going to maintain economic and political control because of the money that you transact with. It says here, those African nations are powerless to enact meaningful policy change as they lack control over their own monetary policy. Now, I believe Adam Weishaupt or somebody to the effect has said, if you let me control a nation's currency, I don't care who makes its laws. So it says here that the currency features so prominently in the advertised history of ECOWAS is instructive because the bloc has been criticized as an extension of French imperialism, which it is. It was not for nothing that in 1960, then French President Charles de Gaulle made membership of the CFA Franc a precondition for what? Decolonization of Africa. And I've said this before, say it again. All these nations, including America, celebrate something called Independence Day. And I always ask myself, because of the world banking structure, who the fuck are you independent of? You're not independent. You're not independent. You're not celebrating independence. All you're doing is getting dressed up and pretending like you free, but you not. But I don't want to destroy your festivities. You want to dress your women up half naked and have them dance around with feathers in their head and shit like that. Fucking so be it. I don't give a fuck. Have fucking fun. I'm always here for a good fucking party. But let's not lie to ourselves. Because it's, I said this on the phone with the homie the other day. I said, it's one thing to lie, but when you lie to yourself, you definitely gone. You're lost. I know some people can't help but to lie to other people. But pathological liars are such big liars, I think they actually lie to themselves too. And that's a real fucking bad problem. When you lie to yourself. And that's what people do. They fucking lie to themselves. Okay? So, in finality, Charles de Gaulle says we would decolonize Africa But you got to use our money. Which I ask you, chat, is that actually decolonization? It's not. It's not. It's a trick. It's a ruse. It's hoodwinkery. It's deception. It was another word I was trying to think of. It'll come back to me. But that's what this is. Duplicitousness. Duplicitousness. What's that word? It's duplicitous. Duplicitousness. Is duplicitousness a word? I don't know if duplicitousness is a word. But it's duplicity. It's duplicitous. Okay? That's what it is. It's duplicitous. Let's go back. I'm sorry. I get caught up on my vocabulary. Now it says down here, as President Jacques Chirac remarked in 2008, without Africa, France will slide down into the rank of a third world power. Europe can't live on its own, bro. Europe has always needed Africa in order to survive. It has always needed America to survive. It has always needed the Caribbean to survive, South America to survive. It needed it. It needed it. This perspective was reaffirmed in a 2013 French Senate report, Africa is Our Future. Indeed, the mere existence of an anti-imperialist government anywhere in the region is intolerable to Paris. Luckily for the French elite, compromised figures like Bola Tinubu are still on hand to do their dirty work for them. All right. All right. Yeah, it's faux decolonization. All right. Anybody in the chat got any problems with anything I read? You got problems? Guess what? Phone lines are about to open up. 202-596-5631. 202. Why does it keep logging me into that account? Text me. 202-596-5631 with Hotep in your name, and we'll get you in on these calls. And I'll be right back after this short commercial break. Hotep and Bill.
Yeah, I can try to get that handled for you. Again, it's only my second day, so if you can give me a second. How am I supposed to do this? How the hell are we supposed to do this by 5 o'clock?
I have no clue.
Is that possible? Hey, do you have the password to... How'd you finish all your work already?
He's not tapped in. How'd you get that done so quick?
They think they're gonna be able to budget that?
It's money. That's money right there. You understand? You guys finished your work 6 hours early?
He's not tapped in.
Jonah on the check-in. What up, Jonah?
Nada.
What's
on
your,
a couple things on this.
What's on your Mizon?
I said some things to you on Twitter, but before we get there, America's first billionaire, or a possible first billionaire, John Jacob Astor. You know how he made his money?
You said John Jacob Astor?
Yeah.
Oh, he was a drug dealer too.
Yeah, opium. Now, here's another one. FDR, gay ass fucking middle name Delano, right? How did he come up with that middle name? Well, it's Delano family, and his great grandfather or his grandfather, I can't remember which one. I think it's Wayne Delano, was the U.S. ambassador to China and the opium smuggler the whole time he was the ambassador. Yeah.
It's a whole lot of smuggling. Smuggling was big business back then, man.
Yeah.
It still
So
is.
all these people are now. That's also too the guy at the top there. when you go to China, the Li family, they're at the top two. They're kind of with all due. Now, just by chance, the guy who wrote the code that I forget his name because it's Lee whatever, but you know there are so many of them. Guy who wrote the code that caused the 2008 crash. So that might have been intentional warfare, right? But hey, that's neither here nor there. So, but. And he was an employee at CIBC, which is Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce. So he's there in Canada. But and then when the crash happened, he started, and then I think he disappeared in China, if I remember the story correct. But I tell you a couple things about Niger there, because we got to look into the. I mean, first off, I would say that the medical colonization is far worse than the economic. That's what needs to be looked at, right? That's what's been going on for like the last 100 years.
That's true. That's true. That's a good point.
Yeah. When you're actually like you know, with what they do to people through the medications, you know, that's far worse than anything else, right? Having said that, if you take a quick look at the things I sent you there, the first one is that's in this day or thisdaylive.com or whatever. So it's about Nigeria just set up their machines. So again, too, they're using the machines over there, right? And if you look at the Wikipedia down at the bottom, guess what? They had all these issues in the last election. Can you guess what some of the issues were?
What were they, Jonah?
Ballot paper unavailability, smart card readers malfunctioning, cancellation of valid votes. That sounds like it's familiar, right? That's all the way at the bottom.
Here we go.
Almost sounds like that's exactly what happened in the USA, you know?
Mm-hmm.
The last one I think is, what we need to also realize is that I don't know how to. I haven't been able to figure this one out because I just recently seen a clip where Matt Gaetz was destroying someone in the armed forces, general or whatever, just destroying them. Like, how many of these coups have been led by American trade assets or whatever, right? He could figure it out, but this is another one where it's American trade. So is it really? You know, is it, you know, you say, is it Uchiwali or Wali Uchi or whatever hell?
You know, I'm glad you sent me this because this is exactly the information I was looking for. Because people may look at the Niger coup and say, oh, you know, one side is righteous and the other side is not. And I'm like, I think both sides might be assets.
Yeah. The other thing too is if you actually look on the Intercept, they have a whole thing where they go through all these different ones, and it's like, oh, another, because you probably see that in the title or whatever, another military coup, whatever. So they go through it like they do one every time it happens. That Intercept magazine. But again, too. So again, too, how do they have the machines and who gave them the machines? And it's like whatever machine you're using doesn't really matter because what's the software you're using, right?
Right.
So and then the whole thing that anyone thinks that anything on a machine that's, you know, when you go to one machine, then you turn around and put it in another machine. What the hell? Yeah, that doesn't, because then you have no idea what's actually happening anyways, right?
Yep.
So, but anyways, I wanted to call in on that one because, like I say, there's definitely, you know me, like I said right off that first day it happened, it's the machines, you know.
Hey, I appreciate the info, bro.
Yeah. Have a good one. Hotep Bill.
Hotep and Bill. Goldstein, go ahead, man. We're gonna get Goldstein in here next.
Call from
Goldstein, what up, yo?
What up?
What's good, y'all?
Man, this shit crazy over there in Africa, ain't it?
Oh, listen, you know, I spent a large portion of my life studying African history, but modern African history is something I was like, man, I'm gonna need a fucking decade to figure out what the fuck's going on over there, yo.
Yeah, it's pretty complex because they have been spreading their tentacles out over there under the radar for some time now.
Yeah.
So it's hard to sort through.
And then you can't even trust some of the opinions online from some of the African people, because either they're working for a certain political party or side with a certain political party, so you're gonna get a one-sided argument, or they're just fucking propagandized to the point where they don't even fucking know. Like, I never forget the time I went to Africa. I met a kid named Musa, and I was like, "Oh, you know about Mansa Musa?" He was like, "Who?" I'm like, "Damn, you don't even know about your own ancestry." You know, so you'd be surprised to know, man.
This is true. You know, well, you know what I usually rely on when I can't really, like when I just want a very brief analysis of what the fuck might be happening in situations like this. What I usually rely on is street shit. Because, again, them niggas, just because they wear ties, don't mean they any different than them niggas that operate on the corner.
Right.
And so what I saw here initially, and what it seems like is playing out, is that this coup is their shit. They're doing this because they need legitimate, quote unquote, excuse.
Correct.
To seize resources.
Yep.
This ain't even really necessarily got anything to do with money at this point, because what I think is happening is they know the jig is up. They know the jig is up, and they know that they have significant niggas with guns pointed at their ass.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know who that is. I don't know who that would be. But I think that the elite know that the jig is up. So right now they're counting heads. They're pooling in as many resources as they can. They're seeing how many niggas is on the team, how many motherfuckers are going to be down, because they know the jig is up, and they know eventually that it's going to get real bad on the war front. And that's what this looks like to me, that the Niger coup is like, let us get this uranium before the next niggas get it. Let us get this gold before the next niggas get it, because we're going to need this over the course of the next 10 to 15 years
mm-hmm.
in order to fund this machine that they done built.
Yep.
And that's what I always rely on. So the coup, the nigga who's launching this coup, yeah, he working for them. He working for them because they need, again, a legitimate reason to get over there, put boots on the ground. They can't just look imperialistic because they know that'll just pop shit off quicker than it should be. They still need
public
to make
consent.
sure their foundation is built.
They want some level of public consent or an alibi.
Right.
An excuse, yeah.
All PR and bullshit.
I just don't want to say, you know, for example, you know, I don't want to say that the gentleman who led the coup is a U.S. asset, right? I don't want to say that because I might spread fake news. What I can say is I do not want to say he's not a U.S. asset.
Yeah.
Or a Western asset. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say he's not. We got to keep that on the table.
Yeah. I just, you know, I will always assume the worst when it comes to this world political shit.
As you
and
should.
then just best.
As you should. Yeah.
These things. And, you know, it's not so much that I'm fucking OD'd on red pills, sir. It's
you done OD, matter of fact, you done robbed the manufacturing company.
Listen, the only way that one can attain gold pill status is by eating as many of those motherfuckers as you possibly can. Because the goal is to get to gold pills. That should be everyone's goal. So you got to eat all them shit. You got to eat the red ones, the black ones, the gray ones. You got to eat all them motherfuckers, and in excess. And that's how you transcend.
I'm about to put you up on the screen right now. Here he go. Look. Here go Goldstein. Right there on the screen. Y'all see it, y'all? This nigga done hit the ultimate level.
Try.
Freezer. Golden Freezer. That's his final form. Last time I checked. There you
now
go.
Look.
This is what happens when you fucking take too many goddamn red pills, you fucking end up in Frieza's final form.
Yeah, I ain't playing with these niggas no more, man. It's either that or sit around this motherfucker waiting to exhale. I'm not trying to do it. Going on the office.
Real talk. Real talk.
Now look, this ivermectin shit, bro. What do you think? What do you think about this one?
The Mectin?
I would like, yeah, the ivermectin approval.
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden it's all good out of no goddamn where.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you like to know how many of them motherfuckers like Fauci and all the rest of these system breathing motherfuckers, right? Wouldn't you like to know how many of them over the course of the span that they told you don't fuck with that shit heavily invested in that motherfucker and is getting ready for this pandemic X or disease X or whatever the fuck they calling it? What is it?
I know you're talking about COVID X or some shit. Yeah.
Right. They're getting
Disease
ready
X.
for this. And it's just gonna so happen to be coincidental, of course, that ivermectin is the leading cure or treatment for this coming bullshit.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be weird?
You could look at it like that too. You could look at it like that too. I think it's just more politics as usual, business as usual, because they've done this a bunch of times where they'll, say, hey, don't do this, do that. And then after the fact, they go, oh, wait, maybe you should have did that. Right? So,
yeah.
Again, you got to remember, they have to correct themselves. So when their talking heads go on TV, they don't look too stupid to the public or negligent or malicious or have any malice behind their intent, right? So if they can say, look, we made a mistake, this was a tweet, you're like, oh, yeah, you're right, it's just a tweet, it doesn't matter. Even though this is fucking FDA, this is a government-approved agency, right? Like, you got to be responsible over all of your communications. You can't just say it's a silly tweet because you're a government agency, So, to me, it just seems like more of cleaning up the loose ends and saying, yeah, well, we got that wrong. My bad.
Yeah. It always seems to work out that way. It's just odd. It's just like I said, I would like to know how many of the motherfuckers are heavily invested in ivermectin now. Like,
oh, that shit, that stock just went out the roof just now.
Out the roof. It's like the whole fucking
Who got the stock ticker on ivermectin? Pop the stock ticker of ivermectin on the chat so we can pull it up.
Yeah. There's market tampering on a fucking global level. Mm-hmm. First in, best dressed, and all that other good shit.
Mm-hmm.
Let's drive the price of that shit down. Let's drive the stock down. Let's drive the image down. And then in 2 years, we'll tell them, nope, we were wrong. And then that shit shoots back up through the roof. Meanwhile, I done got in low. Now I get to sell high. I wish I would have been investing in that shit. So going forward, I'm just going to start throwing money at all kinds of shit that they say don't do, because I know in about 2 or 3 years they're going to say, okay, it's all good.
Of course.
What's on the horizon right now as far as that goes? Like, what are we talking about now? AI, right?
Mm-hmm.
Got a significant portion of motherfuckers talking about don't do it. You're on the right side of history, my friend. Get in there financially. I still say don't fuck with it, but financially speaking, invest in that shit heavily.
I would. I definitely would. That's why I'm waiting for the chat to tell us. Oh, it's a generic right now? There's no copyright on ivermectin. It's cheap. Oh, that's right. That's right. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, ivermectin is so fucking old. You can't even hold the fucking copyright on that shit.
But can you make a new copyright on a drug that contains ivermectin under a brand name, like ivermectin?
I mean, you can. I guess you're talking about like a brand name ivermectin.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm sure you could. But
that might be something to get into. Hotep Pharmaceuticals.
Yeah, we might have to put out some Mectin. Hotep Mectin.
Hotep Pharmaceuticals, man.
Hotep Farms.
You put Unc's picture on the cover of that motherfucker.
He put Unc on the cover of the fucking bottle.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
No,
Man.
but look, on to the serious topic of the day for me. The serious topic, probably the most serious topic we will cover today. Tom McDonald. You put that nigga on the TV again?
Tom McDonald?
You done put that nigga on the TV yet again.
You don't like Tom McDonald?
I'll tell you about Tom McDonald last.
What's wrong with Tom, man?
I don't got nothing against Tom McDonald as a man because I don't know that nigga. I just know Tom McDonald needs to stop rapping. And he needs to stop doing it about politics. Let me be more specific. If he wants to rap about Bud Light and he wants to rap about kicking over cows or whatever the fuck they do, knock yourself out. Stop rapping about politics. You make that shit sound corny. I said in the chat earlier that I call that shit after school special rap because that's what it sounds like. If there's ever an after school special where in the episode they decided we're going to do a talent show and we're going to have these rappers on the talent show, that's exactly how the fuck that shit sounds. Corny, scripted, and dumb as hell. He needs to stop doing it. I get the message. The message is great. All right? The message is fantastic. Love your country. Do all that good shit. But at least make that shit sound hot. That nigga can't do that to save his life. Do it to save his life.
You ain't like the hook?
No. And I'm telling you now, you rewind it back to that part where he said conspiracy theories, that nigga threw up the Hail Hitler.
Did he?
He did that. He did that, bro. Go ahead and rewind it back. Look at it again. He put that Roman salute up out there for your ass.
Nah.
So I'm giving that shit on a scale of 1 to 10.
Nah, he got his finger out. It's a finger. He pointing a finger.
Nah, you got to listen to it because he do both. He point the finger on one part, and then when he say conspiracy theories, he throw the Hail Hitler hand out there.
He ain't throw the Hail Hitler. Where? Right. In what scene? In what scene? When they outside or when they in the barn?
When they outside, the part that
outside.
You played, yeah, the part that you played a couple times, I didn't notice it the first time. I noticed it the second time. Though I was like, yeah, that nigga's a Nazi. That nigga's a Nazi. That was a dog whistle. That's not really what I believe, so people can just, goddamn it, fucking relax. All right? I'm not one of them weird-ass leftists or an even weirder right-wing motherfucker who just latches on to dumb shit and runs with it. But that's what that was.
That was on the hook part.
Yeah. Now, look, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm giving that shit 10 really niggas. Really, nigga?
Oh, shit. Nah, that's not the Hail Hitler.
All right.
That's not the. I see it. I see it. That's not it. Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, let me see. Hold on.
Put it out there. Nigga, put it out there. He put it out there. I done caught him in 4K, and I done caught Trump in 4K. God damn it. I'm catching them all.
I told y'all, yo, this nigga Ghosty is a glitch in the Matrix, yo. He's not even supposed to be here. He's not even supposed to be in our dimension. I don't know where this nigga came from, yo.
All right, I'm gonna head out and get on these motherfucking short. Listen,
yeah.
If you ever need any fire ass edits, you know what I mean? Hit me up, cause I bring the heat.
I mean, you can make a little side income with that, right?
Yeah, but I'm one of them dudes that's like, I like to do it when I'm inspired.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Whatever puts in front of me, cause
you're like me. That's how I am.
Yeah, I don't have enough discipline to make that shit a job.
Yeah, me neither. But I'm gonna show you some shit. You know, like it'll probably be like live. Like I'll be live. I'll be like, yo, right there, Ghostin, get that clip. You know what I mean? And then when it's inspiration hits you, you edit it up and we see what's good.
Got you.
That last edit you did was dope. I'm gonna have to pull that up.
Yeah, that took like 20 minutes. I was up this morning because I woke up too goddamn early, and I was like, well, I can't get back to sleep.
Yeah.
Because I'm like 3 hours a night sleeping ass motherfuckers. Once I get woke up once, it's over.
Yeah. I know the feeling.
Yeah, let me get on this. Let me do this real quick. Show, man. Hotep and Bill.
Hotep and Bill. Goldstein on the check-in. What y'all think, yo? Do you guys think that his hand is doing the Hail Hitler? What y'all say, chat? Goldstein's a nut. Dax Hill said HJ just called white people house ninjas. Mukhtar said if the junta wants to succeed, they must arm the people of Niger.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Mukhtar, call in, man. 202-596-5631. 202-596-5631. I need you to call in, Mook. Mook, call in, man. We got to talk. That's my African brother right there. Really brilliant mind. 160 IQ type motherfucker. Wait, why is the YouTube chat's way too far behind for me? I gotta fuck a Rumble sometimes. That's not it. Roscoe said, nah. I'm telling you, sometimes Goldstein, yo, you be ODing on the red pill, yo. I'm like, come on, man, cut my nigga Calhoun some, McDonald some slack. He said it's the Hail Hitler. Yo, Rudy, call in, yo. Oh, wait, hold on.
Call from.
Yo.
Hey.
What up? Who this?
Mukhtar.
Mook.
Yeah.
Turn your volume up. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
There you go. Listen, thank you for calling in, first of all. Hope all is well. Shout out to the family. You know what I mean? Kiss mom and dad for me and all that good stuff. I got a question for you. In regards to this Niger situation, are we close? Are we far off in our assessment on the show today? Tell us where we are.
In some, I don't know necessarily if the French have thought, the French or the U.S. have thought these things through to the point where the junta leaders are sort of like co-opted by them and they're getting them to do this.
Okay.
I honestly, I don't believe that's the case. I think that the French are legitimately losing control of their position in the Sahel, and that's the part of Africa,
in
right,
the what?
where the Sahel.
Sahel.
That's the part of Africa. Sahel. S-E-H-E-L. Sahel.
S-E-H-E-L.
S-E-H. Sahel. It's like in between, like the sort of sub-Saharan Africa and northern Africa.
Okay.
It's where the desert meets like the forest.
I got you.
And the French have been kicked out of Mali, of Burkina Faso, of a bunch of other countries in the region.
Right.
And they sort of retreated back to like their one last stop, which is Niger. And I don't believe for a second that the French would want this to happen. You guys even talked about it earlier today, where you said that France's credit rating may be brought down to like AA over losing access to this. And I think a lot of the, in terms of like the uranium, like 33% of the uranium from France comes from Niger.
Mm.
And they pay Niger like $11 for it. I don't know if it's per ounce or per pound. Yeah, that's so they're not paying the market. So they'll buy it for pennies on the dollar, and then resell it to other European countries for like $2.60 per ounce or per pound.
Terrible.
Yeah. So yeah, what else did you?
Okay, so let's recap really fast before we move forward in the conversation. I'm glad to hear that you don't think the leader was co-opted, because I wasn't sure, right? I was like, he might be, but the motherfucker might not be, okay? So I'm glad we kind of got somebody thinking that he's not, okay? And you had reasonable evidence to back that up, because you said France was getting kicked out of the rest of the Sahel region, right?
And he called in the Russians on his side.
He what?
He's like, hey, Vlad, we need your help.
He called Vlad Putin?
He calls Vlad and Wagner, the Wagner group, the Russian mercenaries.
Oh yeah, I know the Wagner group.
Yep.
He called Wagner up?
Yeah, they contacted Prigozhin, and he's training up more Nigerian forces and Nigerian forces.
Hey you, call Putin now. Call Putin. Put Putin on the phone. Put Putin on the phone.
So I don't think that he's playing, that he's on France or America's side when he's calling Vlad. You know how to hate Putin.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow, if they call Putin, that's some serious business.
Yep. I honestly think that this is not going to be like this is not going to end up like Libya. They think that intervention in Niger will end up like the sort of the Libyan conflict. I think this will be like I don't know if anyone remembers the French Indochina War after World War II, when France was losing control of its colonies. This will be like the French Indochina War or the Vietnam War, right? The French Indochina War ended and France got kicked out of Vietnam, and then the U.S. came in to save France's economic influence and stuff.
Okay.
And then we got bogged down in a war. I think this will turn into a large, long-term, like multi-decade guerrilla war. That's why so many people are afraid of pushing the trigger. You see how people are like, I don't know if I really want to get involved in this. And the French are initially the French were like gung-ho about it, and then they started backing down. And the Nigerian president was gung-ho about it, and then the Nigerian Senate was like, hey, hold up there. What are you committing us to? We don't want to get bogged into some regional conflict. And the only reason Nigeria would be getting into this would be because, Bola Tinubu is compromised.
Correct.
Right? I don't know if you went over the criminal case, but the criminal case was dropped, right? They dropped the case.
The one in London?
No. The one in Chicago.
Oh, the one in Chicago. Wow. Yes.
Yep.
That's wild.
Yep. So they're hanging that like a sword over his head. And like France, like Le Monde is a French newspaper, it's like their Politico. And they were saying Tinubu, his legitimacy will depend on how he handles Niger.
On how he handles what?
On how he handles Niger. Tinubu's legitimacy will hang on how he handles Niger.
This is big test right here.
Yep.
Yeah, you said what? You see how what?
You see how like the stuff about a little bit of the stuff about his criminal stuff comes out after like after Nigeria wasn't able to directly intervene. All of a sudden the court cases are everywhere, all over the internet, and they're putting the pressure on him. Like they want, like Nigeria can't handle a conflict like Nigeria and ECOWAS can't handle an invasion of Niger. All they would be doing would be a fig leaf for U.S. and French intervention.
Correct. Correct. That makes sense. That makes sense. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm glad you brought up the fact that I kind of glazed out over that point, right? Like where I talked about, you know, his money laundering deals with a homie in Chicago, but I never spoke about how, like, you know, he never got, you know, incarcerated for said crime. Like, it just, like, that shit just disappeared.
The case got dropped.
It got
The
dropped.
case got dropped.
Right. So
it's still potentially hanging over him.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But the fact that it got dropped lets you know, okay, he turned.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's that's all street code right there. Motherfucker going to jail for a crime you know he's supposed to go down for, and he walk out unscathed and just moving about just like, oh, all right, so you turn snitch, you turn op. So he had to have turned op.
Exactly.
That was my first red flag. As soon as I seen that shit, I was like, oh my God. I'm glad you brought that up.
You'll never be able to make sense of what's going on in Africa or anywhere in the world if you view things based solely on the surface. Because you have to remember, there are other articles, I think a few like last year, where the U.S. officials from the Biden administration came to Nigeria and were basically like all but declaring their outright support for Tinubu.
Yes.
And now we know why, because they were running him. Right? He's an asset.
That's correct. I'm pulling up on the screen now. Was Biden on the ground there?
No. I think it was Victoria Nuland or other administration officials.
Okay. Yes, I see here a lot of news from about a month ago. I see a lot of news popping up. Biden did comment on Nigerian elections, but yeah.
I made a joke about how why Biden is ignoring it, because his speechwriters don't want him to potentially mispronounce Niger.
You know, over there in Niger. I know that's a big worry on the Hill. Please don't have to talk about this. Please don't have to talk about this. Oh, man. United States was talking about in February that they want to halt a $1 billion Nigerian weapons deal. May 30th, Biden congratulates Tinubu, seeks to sustain U.S.-Nigeria relations. Yep.
Yeah, the previous president didn't play ball with Joe Biden over like France's influence.
Oh, interesting. That makes sense. All useful information, man. I appreciate you. Anything else you got to add to this conversation that we might have missed?
Yeah. I will say about the one thing that I found the most interesting and the most newest interesting thing that I saw from this whole thing is the fact that it wasn't just Niger. Like, they didn't just sort of like corner Niger and threaten them and browbeat them. That like literally when the French said that they would intervene, Mali, Cote d'Ivoire, and Burkina Faso and Algeria said that they would intervene if the French intervened.
Wait, say that again?
A bunch of regional countries have said that if the French intervene in Niger directly, that they will also intervene.
Oh, like Burkina Faso and them.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you sort of see like how the French paused from that and sort of like backtracked and focused on diplomacy. But also something that came up more recently, you see like Al-Qaeda they're becoming more like active now.
Oh
right?
shit!
And it seems like you see Al Qaeda, you see like a counter coup getting spun up by the U.S. and by France.
Oh, they're gonna send Al Qaeda in to do the dirty work.
Well, they want to create chaos, so they'll send Al Qaeda, they'll send counter coup plotters, and then they'll say, "Hey, see, like now there's chaos, right?
Now we got to
intervene. The
intervene.
Africans take back control, and what's going on is this blatant chaos. Let the French back in, let them exploit you again, and let us have more stability." That's their favorite word, stability.
Stability, yeah. We have to restore stability in the nation.
We have to restore stability in the region.
In the region, yeah. Damn.
Yep.
Sick world, sick world. White pill, are you white pill or black pill, Mook?
I am definitely white pilled.
Let's go.
Because none of this would be happening. None of this would be happening if we didn't have the internet and people could see people in Niger are seeing every day, like, hey, it's been like 60 plus years of French aid and French assistance, and we haven't developed, we haven't gotten richer, in fact, they probably got poorer. And so, and look at all these other people in the world who are wealthy and prospering. So, like what's going on? Just the fact that like these people clearly they have a certain amount of agency, and it's nice. It's nice to see that.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. I agree with you, man. I absolutely agree with you, man. Thank you for calling in and providing some context. You the man, bro, and I hope life is good.
Yep.
You coming to Hotep Con?
I'm gonna try. I'm still interning and stuff.
You're still interning, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, put them hours in, man. Go ahead, put them hours in. Next year we wait for you, man. You'll be right there.
Yeah.
All right, man. Hotep and Bill, bro.
Yep, Hotep.
Shout out to Mook. Another brilliant mind as a part of Hotep Nation. SBF was arrested. What? By who? Where you see this information at? Oh, shit. His bail has been revoked. SBF, wait, hold on a second. SBF is being sent to the same jail as Epstein?
Call from
Rudy
the vet.
Rudy. Yo.
What up? What up, A-Shay? What's up, my brother?
Life is good, man. How you feeling, man?
Quick couple points, man. First, that Tom McDonald video, I watched that when I woke up this afternoon, and I saw that little Bob with the hand out. I said, somebody's going to say that was a Nazi salute.
Oh, you peeped it?
Sure. Yeah, sure enough, Goldstein said, hey, man, he just threw up the Nazi salute. I love Goldstein, dude. He's a psychopath thinker, man. I love that dude, man. All right, but I got something like I work nights now, so I want to bring back something from yesterday, right? About the IMF and their puppeteering. Do you think Ghana, like late last year they found out that Ghana had the largest gold reserves in the world?
Yeah, I saw something about that. Yeah.
Right, and so maybe they're, with BRICS forming up, trying to create a new dollar backed on gold. You know what I'm saying? Do you think that Ghana could just be like, man, fuck you, IMF, man. We got the most gold in the world. We're about to be the richest country on this fucking planet, man. If the BRICS launches up,
I think the BRICS is going to be backed by gold, and the CBDC is going to be backed by Bitcoin.
Right. So maybe they're just like, man, we can do whatever the fuck. We ain't got to take these We ain't got to take that IMF money to live good anymore. We're sitting on the most gold in the world, dude.
Yeah.
And there's about to be a new currency backed in it.
Yeah.
So maybe them the IMF saying we're not giving you any more money till you put in some homosexual shit. Or maybe they're gonna be like, fuck you homos in the IMF. You Peter Puffers. We got enough gold. We don't need you. There's a new currency about to drop. Because that's why they killed Gaddafi. He wanted to bring the dinar. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to make a gold-backed currency in Africa. I mean, let's not forget why they went in there and whacked him out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I just was, driving around all night, man, doing my thing, thinking, and I was like, man, you know what? I think maybe, they could just finally buck on this homo shit, man. They don't need it. They're sitting on world's largest gold reserves. And my last point, man, because it's Saturday, man, I want to let you go, is fuck the French. I stand with Niger, man. I hate the French. Only thing I hate more than the French is the fucking English, man. Fuck them Europeans, man. Fuck off, dude. I can't stand the European influence in America. I fucking hate the Europeans. They all can suck my nuts, man. You know what I'm saying? Get out of their fucking country, man. You fucking French pieces of shit. Oh, and one other thing, man, because I missed the first part, man, but I got something for you to dig into. Do you see, because you were talking about Illinois with the assault weapons ban, you see what else they did in Illinois, man? You see J.B. Pritzker just made it legal for illegals to become police officers in Illinois?
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
An illegal alien can roll up on an American citizen and throw your ass in jail, man. Welcome to the New World Order, ladies and gentlemen. And y'all voted, anybody who voted for a Democrat voted for it, man. Not that the Republicans are any better, but if you voted for the Democrats, man, they fucking let 6 million motherfuckers in over the last 3 years. 6 million motherfuckers in over the last 3 years. And J.B. Pritzker just put them into the most armed police force in the country, man. Now the motherfuckers can be running around with arms, guns, shooting your ass.
Yeah, I saw a house last night. This shit was fire. Beautiful house. It said 238,000. And I said, oh shit. I was like, yo, I just want to just copy just because it's so cheap, right? I go look. That motherfucker's 5 miles from the Mexican border. I said, oh, hell no. You can get a, it was, I want to say that bitch was, oh, this was a beautiful house. I'm going to see if I can pull it up for you.
If you look in the move,
right
brother,
here.
if you look.
264,000, 3 bedrooms, 2 bath. I mean, just marbled out. I mean, hold on, I'm about to put it on the screen. This shit is sexy. I'm gonna show y'all exactly what I did. Copy link. And it's a good opportunity because I can check my work too to see if I did it right. Because I did it from my phone. You know it's different when you do shit on the computer.
Yes, sir.
So I could check my work live. I could see if I'm like telling the truth or not. Delete draft. Hold on. Here it go right here. This is the Instagram post I saw, and I'm gonna email it to myself so I can get the link. All right, send. All right, and I'm gonna pull it up on the screen, and everybody gonna be able to see it. But yeah, man, this shit crazy, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Illegal aliens with police powers, man. Welcome to America. Hey, listen though, if you buy something, brother, my advice to you or anybody is get into the fucking mountains, man. Get into the mountains, man. Take the high ground, man. Take the fucking high ground, HJ. Take the fucking high ground, man. It's tactically sound to take the fucking high ground, dude.
You're not wrong.
Think about Afghanistan. What'd they do? They took the mountains. They were up in the mountains. They come down, throw a little skirmish, and run back up into the mountains, man. It's hard to operate in them mountains.
You're not wrong.
Hard to operate as a ground army in the mountains, man.
You're not wrong.
So, take the fucking high ground, ladies and gentlemen. Hotep and Build, man.
Hotep
I
and
love
Build.
y'all, man. HJ, have a great day, brother.
All right, yo. Later. Rudy on the check-in. Hey, look at this shit, y'all. This shit right here, right? Y'all see it? It's nice. It's clean, all white. Look at that. That shit fly. 264, right? You see this shit, right? Hold on. I want to see the bedroom. Is that a ranch style too? That's a beautiful area. That's just beautiful kitchen work right there. That's a bedroom. It's a beautiful bath. I mean, come on, yo. Like, who put the 2-car garage? 1,576 square feet. 3-bed, 2-bath, 2-car garage. Look at that thing, right? So I said, okay, I want to copy it, but let me Google map the motherfucker. So I'm about to Google map the bitch. I'm going to show you right now. It's in, what does it say? La Feria, Texas. Here we go. La Feria, Texas, right? I'm putting it on your screen right now. Boom, you see it? See that area marked La Feria? Right? Now watch this. I'm going to zoom out and y'all tell me if I'm tripping. That's La Feria. This border right here ain't the fucking Mexico border. Tell me that's not the Mexico border. Tell me that's not the Mexico border. Am I tripping? Am I tripping or not? Chat, please tell me. Is that not next to the border? I can't buy that house. He said it's about 45 minutes away. Wow. 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 You see what I'm saying? That shit right on the border. Carlos Africa said, Pedro coming for a sleepover. Come on, man. Steph Colonel said, HJ gonna have illegals at the cookout. Shantae said, you tripping. They don't come that way. For real? Which way do they come? All I know is that's by the border. And I'm like, I don't know. But it's so close to the Gulf. Like right here. And I don't think no hurricanes come this way really. Or I could be fucking tripping and they do. Where's Louisiana? Because I know Louisiana be getting smacked. But does Texas down here get smacked the same way? I feel like it dies before it gets over there. She said, which way did the Mexicans come? And how do you know which way the Mexicans come? Jose hiding in your garage. Is there a basement? That's a good question. That's a good question. Yo, who is that said they don't come that way? Where's she at? North Carolina has nice mountain areas. I looked at North Carolina. You can have the cartel over for tea. Come on. Yo, who was that said they don't come that way, yo? Said sometimes through El Paso, Tijuana, or Matamoros. From the square footage, I say no basement. Just moved there, cheap landscaping. McKellen area. Shantae said they coming through McKellen area. Where the hell's McKellen? Yeah, that's right there. See? I told you, look, there's McKellen right there. McKellen, Texas. I told you it was by them illegals. No, that's way too close to McKellen. I hope it's more than one McKellen, because I zoomed in and it's right there. And you want me to move right there? Nah, that's too close to Lafayette. Right there, look, McKellen. That shit right down the street. I take 2 down here, be there in no time. That's where you said the illegals coming from. Am I tripping or is that what you said? You said El Paso, McKellen, and Rio Grande. Yeah, that shit is right down the street from McKellen. Or McAllen. Is that what I'm supposed to say? I should say it like an Irishman. You telling me the illegals ain't there? I can't live there. You just told me I'm moving right by the motherfuckers. They definitely gonna hit this area. They definitely coming out here. I want to cop the house, but that was the one thing I asked myself. I said, why is this house so cheap? And when I saw you are safe by the house, I ain't fucking with you, Shantae. That house is too damn cheap and too goddamn close to the border to cop. I can't do it, yo. I can't do it. And I wouldn't advise nobody else to either. I might just lose out on a good deal because I'm just too scared of the motherfucking border. Them motherfuckers is in Newark and I'm worried. I'm not even near the border and these niggas got me scared. You want me to move near the border? I'm gonna need some Wazo security. I'm gonna need that Wazo AI security, facial recognition, weapon detection, animal detection shit. I definitely need a dog around this motherfucker. I need 2 fucking dogs. Nah, 3. 3. We got to be able to cover all sides at the minimum. We need 3 big ass dogs, all the same breed. You know what I'm saying? What we gonna get, y'all? German Shepherds, Rottweilers, or Pits? Which one we getting to cover to move over here by the border at Lafayette? What we getting? Or is there another dog we should get? Get the Rots? Rotties? Retro Neon said Pits. I know Retro Neon black.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Only a black man would say Pits. Pits and Rots get both? Do they get along? Somebody said German Shepherds. Get you 3 Cane Corsos? Or you want me to get one of them big ass dogs? Nah, them dogs shit bigger than mine. I ain't fucking with them niggas. The Prices are good people. You just have to get used to the fact that they don't flush TP when they white. Here we go. Belgium Malamute. What the fuck is that? Now I gotta go look at some shit. Let's go look at some shit. This is how you end up in fucking rabbit holes. Be Googling from now until next week. Belgium Malamute. Oh, this is a German Shepherd. I guess that's the same family as the German Shepherd. Probably better than the German Shepherd, huh? It's probably the original. And the German Shepherd's a copy. I bet that's what's going on here. Let me go check on my white folks. If it's one thing white folks know, it's they motherfucking dogs. The police dog, that's what I was thinking. Get the wolf killer dog? What the fuck is the wolf killer dog? What the fuck is the wolf killer dog? He said that's a dog. What else y'all saying? Get some lions? Word, it's the border. I need some lions. Who said that? Best fucking answer. You need some fucking... I need 3 big ass Mufasas on my motherfucking border house. He says, those are dogs that the SEAL team use? All right, then I need one of these. That's what I need. That sound like some shit I need. I need 2 of these and a motherfucking lion. Here go Goldstein, double dipping. Don't talk about them animals. You talk about them animals, you know Goldstein gonna double dip then. Goldstein, what's up, man?
Bruh.
What's up?
You can't be besmirching the border like this, man.
I can't besmirch the border like that?
I will not allow this slander on the border towns, one of which I live in, to happen. This is not. This can't happen.
What you mean?
The border towns is not what you see on the news. I know you Yankees up north seem to think this is the case, but this is not the case, man. Listen, border towns are wild. Don't get me wrong.
Okay, so what's the problem? Where am I wrong then? You just said it.
Because
wild.
there ain't no wild than anywhere else you find in this country. And as a matter of fact, listen.
I like the wild I know.
The Pisces are very good people. This down here, it's going down, bro. It's nice out here. Like, listen, they're very homely. They're very family oriented.
The illegals?
There is some, huh?
The illegals?
Yeah, man. We call them Pisces down here, the countrymen. You know what I mean? There's some that's out of control. Don't get me wrong. And like I said in the chat, you got to get used to the fact that they don't flush toilet paper, right? So in some of the stores, if you go to use the public restroom, you'll find that the toilet paper is just right there in the trash can, and that's a cultural thing. That's not no racist shit. It's just that the pipes in Mexico, they don't take that type of shit. You know, you'll clog shit up, so they come over and not quite knowing that that's how we could flush shit down here. We got big pipes down here. Pause. But outside of those cultural differences, bro, the border is what's up. Border is what's up. You know how many houses?
I should cop that house then?
I don't know about that one because I don't know about Texas. You know, you right there in Hurricane, or was it Hurricane Alley right there?
That was Hurricane Alley, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's right there on the coast, right there. Near, you know, the hurricanes be rolling all the way up that motherfucker.
Oh.
Now out here, Arizona, we are completely natural disaster free.
Really?
The only problem you might have to deal with is 120-degree summers. Outside of that, you good. Get yourself central air conditioning, you straight. And I can't tell you how many houses like that is sitting right here in Douglas, where I'm at. Douglas, Yuma, these places are untapped resources. I'm telling you now. Now, having said that, this is probably going to be where the U.S. military starts rolling first if shit breaks down. You know what I mean? Because they got to fortify all this shit.
Yeah.
But that's the only drawback I see. And if you live like where I'm at, in the middle of motherfucking nowhere, where you just look in every direction and you see desert, well, you can see them motherfuckers coming from a mile away. So do not besmirch the border towns.
All right. You making sense. I can't really argue with you. You making sense.
Yeah, there ain't, you know, that try that in a small town shit.
Yeah.
That shit is serious where I'm at.
I know it is.
And the white folks, listen, the white folks, best kept secret right here. The white folks are too busy looking at the brown niggas, and they ain't paying no attention to us.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So it's not what you,
that sounds like paradise.
Yeah, Arizona done changed. It ain't Public Enemy by the time I get to Arizona no more. It's been different for a minute, man. They had war with these Mexicans. They ain't even paying attention. Don't go to Phoenix, but outside of that, you good.
All right, that's some good information. Arizona was definitely on my list. It wasn't on the top 3, but it was definitely top 10, top 5.
Stop it. All right, bro.
What kind of dog should I get?
What kind of dog you should get? We can discuss that when you get here. I got tons of them.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
I should have known it. All right, say less, bro.
All right, bro.
All right, Hotep. Yo, go ahead, Kev. He said, I got plenty of dogs for you. You gonna take one of these before you do anything else, nigga. I take one of them dogs, man. I take one, man. But I'm gonna need me an expensive dog too now. You know. People think I buy expensive shit because I like buying expensive shit. I just want to know I'm not getting got. That's why I buy expensive shit. Because usually when shit cheap, I be like, ugh, why is this cheap? Like that house. That house, 265 Dowie, Hurricane Alley. I can't do it. You know? I can't do it. I should cop it and rent it out. That's really what I should do. I should cop that bitch and rent it out. But I need somebody to watch it for me. That's the only thing. I don't know nobody around there that could watch it for me. You know. That's why sometimes dudes be like rich dudes, they be having side chicks. They be putting side chicks in these houses. That's why they be doing that shit, honestly, because they be like, yo, I just need somebody to make sure, like, you know, I got somebody there that could just be at the house. You know, if anything goes down, you know, he could let me know and shit. Leave a couple of firearms around for, you know what I mean, just in case shit go down. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That's why niggas be doing that shit. That shit's like a business endeavor. Go ahead, next caller. I know somebody in the chat was asking. I'm in Gilbert, Arizona, 40 miles outside Phoenix, 3 hours from the Mexico border. Psh. Kevin said cartels own the borders. See what I'm saying?
Call from.
Yo.
Oh, hello. Good afternoon.
Hey, hola. What's up, baby?
Oh, not much. I just hopped in and I heard you were talking about dogs, and then Goldstein called in, and I was like, well,
yeah, what you got for me?
Goldstein can call in. So on the dogs, I think you should go with 3 female Rottweilers.
Okay. Why female?
Because they're protective and like they're not aggressive the same way males are aggressive.
Okay.
They're I don't know. I had a male Rottweiler, so my experience was a little biased, but that was the best dog I ever had.
What was he like? Tell me about him.
He was really loyal. I had a piece of shit stepdad, and if he ever got too mouthy and the dog was in the house, he was going to fuck him up. So it was always a good time for me. But I also had, at the same time, I had a Great Dane.
Okay.
And that's a big dog.
That's a big dog.
That dog takes, like, big man shit.
Yes. Yes.
And Rottweilers take big man shit, too.
They definitely do.
And so, like, the temperament of a male, like, they're a little bit more so in their oats and feisty till they're about 5, whereas girls, like, they're kind of mellow the whole time.
Okay.
So you get the big scary dog, but then you also get, like, there's no aggressive-ness.
Is she gonna bite a nigga ass though? That's what I need to do. I need to make sure she bite a nigga ass.
So I'm gonna do this.
You know, if Juan Lopez jump over the fence, I need to know she gonna take his arm off.
Oh my God, my heart is racing. I can't believe I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna say it. So back in the day, a wholesome white woman was a fireman, and my fire chief paid the one little black boy in town to be not nice to his dog. So that way the dog would not like black people.
What?
Now, he paid the young man. And so but.
Was it a girl? Was it a girl dog? Was it a bitch?
No, it was a boy dog.
Oh, it was a boy dog.
It was just a mutt dog. Like, he just didn't want it to like black people.
Oh,
so
I get that.
He paid the one black kid in town to be not nice. Now the whole internet knows that.
How to create a racist dog.
Yeah, so if that's what you don't want Juan Carlos coming over the fence, you just get Juan Carlos to be not nice to your dog.
Well, I get that. But will it work with the female dog? I just need to make sure the female dog, because I don't want it to bite. You know, I got Spanish friends. I don't want to just, when the homies come over,
And that's as long as, in my experience, I've had dogs my entire life. As long as they follow whoever comes to your property, as long as they follow like guest protocol. If you come through the front door and you're greeted, if you come through if you open up the back gate and you walk in and one of my humans are with you, like, they won't be aggressive that way. But if you are not in a place where you should, like, if you're in a place where you shouldn't be, they will be protective of their space.
Okay. But
having kids, I think that they'd be better.
Will the lady rot bite a nigga ass though? I need to know she gonna pop off.
Probably, yes.
Okay, that's all I need to know.
Probably. But I mean, like, if you wanna bite and not let go, then go for a pit bull, because that's what I have.
Yeah, pit. I'm familiar with the pits. I don't need no education on that. I'm familiar with the pits, but
my sweet little baby would never. But if he ever did, I know I'd be okay.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Hey, I appreciate you, love.
Well, have a wonderful afternoon. I'm going to get back to drying laundry and folding clothes.
All right, Hotep and Bill.
Hotep.
Call from.
I ain't mean to cut her off like that. Yo, I need somebody to call in that can explain to me what the fuck is going on with Dragon Ball Z. I need to know. Y'all just showed me a black freezer. I need y'all to tell me what the fuck is going on with Dragon Ball Z. I'm going to show you where I need an update from. I seen the Broly verse pop off, and I saw the Tournament of Power. What catch me up? Where am I? Where can I view? Because I haven't had, any real good DBZ since the Broly movie came out. Yo, caller, what up, man?
Yo.
Bro, what's good, man?
So I'm over here thinking, man, I was going to leave California, right? And then I found a nice little niche market on Lake Tahoe, man. Cheap land. You can build some houses. I already built 2 houses, working on the 3rd right now. And I'm building these things for like about $100 grand a piece, man.
$100 grand a piece?
$100 grand, I'm doing all the work myself, ground up.
Where?
It's not that hard.
Where at?
I'm in Cali. You know where Lake Tahoe is, right in the mountains. I'm in like the foothills, so it's like just
in California?
In California.
You in California?
Yeah, it's the mountains, and it ain't that fucking brother shit.
SoCal or Northern Cal?
Everybody up here strapped up and minds their own.
Wait, you in?
You know where Lake Tahoe is, right? It's like east from Stock. It's like going east from South.
By San Bernardino?
Right. Man, you gotta look at a map. You don't know where Lake Tahoe is.
Oh,
like,
Lake Tahoe. Lake Tahoe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hold on.
Like that kind of area, that kind of mountain.
I got you. In California?
I was going to leave till I found this place. It's cheap up here.
Hold on, I got to locate this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Oh, you're on the border of Nevada.
That's close. I'm not that close. Like, I'm more like, I want to say like 75 miles from the border. So it's like, when you start going up into the mountains coming from Cali, like you're going towards Lake Tahoe.
Are you on?
Like, I'm about 40. Huh?
Are you on the lake?
No, but I got other lakes and rivers right here. I can walk to the lake. I can walk to the river. This shit's close as fuck.
I see where you at now.
It's not Lake Tahoe, but it's like, it's got some nice-ass mountain rivers, nice-ass mountain lakes, woods, fucking pines, all that cool shit.
Yeah. Nah, this is dope.
But it's cheap, man. You build some shit yourself, man. You can really run it in for the love.
All right, we're going to have to stay in touch, man. I got your number here, so if anything, I'll text you.
Yeah.
That's some good advice. He said he putting him up 100,000, man. Hey, man, I might need you to build me a little something.
Man, the first one I built, I just did something small, little 1-bedroom. And then that one cost me maybe like 70 grand. Mm-hmm. And then I got one of the big steel buildings. They're calling them those barn dominiums. They turn the big steel buildings out.
Mm-hmm.
That thing's like 4,800 square feet. I did that one for like 80 grand too.
Oh, my Lord.
Ripped it out. 4 bedrooms, fucking big ass upstairs wall, fucking humongous.
Oh, my Lord. Oh, my Lord. Yeah, we're going to have to stay in touch, man. What's your name?
My name's Tom, or TJ.
TJ. My nigga.
Right out here in Cali, man.
Right there in Cali? All right.
Yeah, I'm originally from San Francisco, but I saw the writing on the wall years ago. I thought I better save some money and get the fuck out of here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I was going to leave Cali altogether, so I found this nice place, man. You can buy a house on the market. The house next door just sold for $260. And that comes with 2 acres, fucking chunky.
2 acres?
Even the houses out here are cheap. Yep.
Oh, my Lord. What's the taxes like?
And now, what's what?
What's the taxes like?
Like on my house that I built with the 2 big things I built, I'm paying like $2,500 a year.
Damn, that's not bad at all.
Not bad at all. Not at all.
Oh.
And so when I originally bought that land, it was what? It was a little less than an acre, and it cost me $21,000. I had sewer, septic on there, water, and it cost me $75 to bring electricity from the pole right to the big warehouse there.
Y'all got internet out there?
Got all that. They just upgraded all that shit to fiber optics, and before that, they already had internet.
Oh man.
It's all great. Yeah.
Oh man, you talking about language?
You know, and it's wild shit. But yeah, let's get back to it.
All right, man. Appreciate you. Hotep and Bill.
Hell it.
Damn. These are the type of conversations we need to have more often. All right, I need somebody to call and explain to me what the fuck is going on in Dragon Ball Z, man. HJ gonna retire and go work for them. Watch. Hey, Brandon, as soon as I hit my number, I'm out of here, man. Hey, if you calling in, you better be talking about motherfucking Dragon Ball Z. I'm gonna hang up on you.
Call from.
Yo, what up?
What up, man? You better be talking about Dragon Ball Z.
Nah, I don't know about that shit, but going back to the dogs.
Yeah.
If you go to Texas, they have a problem with boars, so you get a Dogo Argentino.
You get what?
It's the word Dogo Argentino. It's dog with an O at the end.
Yeah.
And Argentino, like Argentina, but with an O at the end. They were bred to kill boars.
They're trying to kill what?
They're bred to kill boars and shit, and the Texas allegedly has a problem with those things, right?
Send me a link.
Yeah, I'll do it.
All right, my man. Yo, I need y'all to call and tell me what's up with the Dragon Ball Z situation, man. Where the fuck we at, yo? AJ gonna get terror to protect that property. Watch. You tell me. Listen, I'm gonna connect that shit to Wazo. We gonna be popping. Sedona area, East Valley, Scottsdale. I know I can have my guns out there too.
Call.
Yo, what up, man?
Yo,
you catching me up on Dragon Ball Z?
Yeah. So,
my man, what's going on?
That version is Frieza is like version that happened. He got trapped in like something similar to the hyperbolic time chamber.
Okay.
So it was like he was stuck there for like I think like equivalent to 100 years.
Wow.
And then he escaped. And after he escaped, Goku and Vegeta was fighting. They were fighting. I forgot what the dude's name, but they was fighting him. They was getting their ass whooped. And Frieza came and beat the nigga in one punch. But he left him there, and he went on to.
Wait, hold on, because you about to hit me with a whole bunch of spoilers. I need to know what I need to watch to get caught up.
Oh, that's still in the manga. That's still in the manga.
That's still in the manga?
That. Yeah.
Oh man. So what's happening with the cartoon? They ain't produced no new cartoon yet?
No, it's still on hiatus for now.
Since the movie with what's the name? Broly?
Well, the last movie they had I forgot what it's Dragon Ball Heroes.
Okay.
It's with Gohan. They brought Cell back and some other niggas, but it was just Gohan and Piccolo in that one.
Oh, okay, so that's Dragon Ball Heroes?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Dragon
I missed
Ball
that one.
Super
When did
Heroes.
that come out?
That came out last year.
All right, I didn't see that one. Okay, so I got to watch that one. What's the other one?
Well, ain't nothing else after that.
Okay. So before that was Jabroli jump off?
Yeah, before that was Broly.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right, I got some catching up to do, but you said that was on the manga. Damn, that's wild.
Yeah.
Damn. All right, I appreciate the update, bro.
All right, man. Hotep and Bill.
Hotep and Bill. Damn. This nigga got caught in a hyperbolic time chamber. Some shit. You know how they got that stereotype that all black guys are in Dragon Ball Z? It's true.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
It's true. Wilmar said it wasn't 100 years. We don't know the time frame. Okay. My male German Shepherd was my bodyguard. He was my best friend ever. Protected me like no other. I've got stories. He was so smart. Yeah, I'm going to need me a big-ass dog. 3 of them. And a lion. You know what I'm saying? And I got to raise them all at the same time so they friends. Tigers are legal to own in Texas. What? What kind of shit is going on in Texas? A Tibetan Mastiff. Yeah, I know too many damn dogs. These niggas said a tobacco Mastiff. Hold on. Let me see if Jonah sent me the link. Oh, see? Look at this. Look what he brought up. Look at this. Argentinian Mastiff. You see that? Only Jonah would bring me a white dog.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Only Jonah will bring me a white dog. That's some real white supremacist, white nationalist shit. And the fact that Argentina is the most racist country in the southern hemisphere says a lot too.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Only you would suggest me get a white dog. You know, I've forgiven white people, but one thing I will not have is a white dog. We will not have a white dog. I promise you that. My dog will not be white. I do tan, brown, you know, tan and brown. We can't have no white dog in my house, man. I'll be damned. Uncle Hotep probably got a white dog.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Uncle Hotep, you got a white dog? I bet you that nigga dog is white. What's that nigga dog name? Peter Barker? You know Peter Parker's a white dog. Large German population in Argentina. I wonder why. Exactly. He gonna tell me get a white dog. Kind of shit. Kevin said I just spit my soda all over the wall. Steph said Unc's dog is black. Oh, all right. He's vindicated. He's vindicated. I was about to say, black man can't have no white dog. It's suspect. If you ever see a black man with a white dog, that shit is suspect. I'm calling it now. I'm calling it now. Black man with a white dog is suspect. That's some coon shit right there for your ass. You know? Uh-oh, somebody done tagged me in the Grift Report. Sam Bankman-Fried going to jail. Lock that motherfucker up. Lock his ass up. Now, this is one of the times where I'm on the state side. And that's one thing I'll say. I've never agreed that we need to abolish the prison system. Nah, some of you motherfuckers need to be locked up.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
This motherfucker right here. Yeah, this greasy, sleazy, slithering fuck right here. Lock his ass up. You like that Hotep farm? You like that Thunderstock Renaissance? Lock his ass up. Mr. Bankman. Look at him. This motherfucker look guilty. This nigga was born with the look of guilt. Look at that motherfucker. Look at him. I would never trust that face. I would never ever trust that face right there. I wouldn't buy a thing from him. Look at this motherfucker. This motherfucker look crazy. He not human either. That's when aliens be wearing human skin. They come out looking funny, yo. He wanted them. He wanted them aliens in human skin. I ain't beat. Let's see what the article says, and then I'm gonna get out of here. This is what I've been waiting for. I've been waiting for somebody to do some journalism or some shit on this motherfucker. FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried is headed back to jail after the judge in the case revoked his bail over alleged witness intimidation. We talked about this the other day. After he showed a journalist in New York Times private writings from his ex-girlfriend and business partner, Caroline Ellison, and used a VPN in violation of a previous order not to. He just out here wilding. First he tried to blackmail or throw dirt on the girlfriend. You know what I mean? On some, if I go down, she go down type shit. So you acting up. The 31-year-old Bankman-Fried was remanded directly into custody and will remain in a New York federal detention center until his trial begins on October 2nd. All right. Last month, DOJ sought to have SBS bail revoked over the leaked diary and allegedly used the Signal app to obstruct the investigation as the app auto-deletes content over a period of time. All right. Lock his ass up. This is some good fucking Friday news. I know he's the fall guy, but still, let that motherfucker fall. He's still got to be incarcerated, so we can't celebrate too loud. Closing tabs here as we begin to wind down this show. Shout out to our producers, Taylor, Chad, Jason, Jabari, and Leah. Shout out to the producers of the show, producers of Hotep Nation, Hotep Con. I'm looking forward to hanging out with you guys tomorrow. We got Tanai Ricks joining the Grift Report tomorrow. He'll come hang out with us on a Saturday. We go 7 days a week when we around. You know what I mean? Grind mode. Actually, I might not do Sunday. I think last week I was like, Sunday was overdoing it. So we'll see how I feel Sunday. We'll see what Sunday brings. But definitely here on Saturday, tomorrow, we definitely going to get it in with Tanai. Pause. Talk some science shit, Going to talk about germ theory. That's what we're going to talk about. A little bit of germ theory prep before we go into HotepCon, and we're going to dive in deeper. Get a little bit deeper. Pause. Shout out to the chat. Let me make sure I didn't miss none of y'all super chats. No doubt, Renee. HotepCon be dope, man. HotepCon always touches me near and dear to my heart, mostly because it's like all these people came to hang out with us, and that's so it's so touching. It's so touching to hang out with you guys. It's like our party. It's just like I throw a party and people actually showed up. It's fucking great, So I can't wait to see all you faces there next week. I'm getting prepared this weekend. So cannot wait. I cannot wait for HotepCon. Really gonna have really great time with you folks. Sonny Johnson, Tanai, Rook, Cooley. It's gonna be up. It's gonna be fucking up. Yeah. Don't forget to get your master focus. Do not forget. 30% off. Basically half off. QR code on your screen does work. It does work. Go to checkout. You will see the discount apply for your brain boosters. Hopefully y'all taking y'all brain boosters. Hoteps, we do herbs. That's what we do. That's just something we do. So it wouldn't be Hotep unless we had a herbal brand. So, hit that QR code on the screen you see right there. And we're going to get busy. All right. I'll see you on the other side. I see you here tomorrow, 2 p.m. for another episode of Grift Report with Tanah Ricks. If not, enjoy your weekend. And as always, Hotep and Bill.
Yeah, I can try to get that handled for you. Again, it's only my second day, so if you can give me a second. How am I supposed to do this? How the hell are we supposed to do this by 5 o'clock?
I have no clue.
Is that possible? Hey, do you have the password to... How'd you finish all your work already?
He's not tapped in. How'd you get that done so quick?
They think they're gonna be able to budget that?
It's money. That's money right there. You understand? You guys finished your work 6 hours early?
He's not tapped in.